AJ, listen, I know you're the biggest Grinch in the world. Biggest Grinch over there, AJ, but you gotta love this thumbnail, right? You have to love it. There's no
'Twas
not
the night before Christmas, and Brian Paul, who loves you all, made a thumbnail that brought all of the game cats from the village together so that they could celebrate their love for virtual reality and PlayStation.
And
And it
AJ's
was-
heart grew 3 sizes that night.
It, yeah, it's a good thumbnail, man. It's very Christmassy. I like how there's like Santa, and then there's like a dude about to kill Santa behind him and take his place, and then you have to fight him, and then take his sword, and then use that sword to fight other people.
And winner gets the tree. All right, let's cue the cat.
Cue that cat, because I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays again to
Crazy Kwanzaa.
Sci-Fi Game Cat Henry, Jen, Eric, Richard's Gameplay, hello, Colt 45, Rayman 88, Darth Vader the Game Cat, Delirium Drew, Aceville the Attack Cat, Dennis Frazier, Rob Bateman, what's up, dude? Paul Powell, what's up? Merry Christmas to you. Richard Barth, hello. Hibsy the Game Cat, our local news scooper. Bogeyman Productions, Farpoint for Life. Scooper. Scott Jestico, PSN Harry Fellow, the PSVR Game Cat for Life. Happy Christmas to all the Game Cats, he says. Phil Ramyo, hello, my dude. Geison fist bump to you. Elvert. Decepticon, oh yeah. Hack the Game Cat, it's lit up in here. And of course, Carlos.
And Scandro. He's so scandalous. Oh, great out of names. It's gonna be. It's definitely
More names.
more
James
laid back show
Moore
this week.
Out there
Coming in
celebrating.
hot.
Bum, 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 bum. Good thing we have music because we get ran out of names.
There's just too many. Nihilus riding the game feline. Happy Festivus, he says.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of this?
And this is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, even on Christmas Eve. It's not going to stop us. Holidays? Not a chance, man. Not a chance. My name's Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole. And to my right, the boys. Dave from Dave Station V. Cut that Christmas tree down, VR.
There we go. Oh, wow. I'm quite impressed with that one. Did you plan it out, or is that just improv?
Dude, you know me. I don't plan
love it.
anything.
He doesn't
we
plan
didn't
out
plan
anything.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're going to talk about on the show tonight. If it wasn't for AJ, then none of this would be happening. And the guy on the right-hand side of the screen is AJ from The Underground, PSVR Underground.
What's up, guys? Happy holidays to everybody. I think, today we've got Christmas Eve Gamescast. Next week, guys, we're going to have New Year's Eve Gamescast. And it might be somebody's birthday that day.
Oh.
Nathan Drake, the Explore Game Cat?
Yes.
No, his is in 2 weeks. So he's first week in January. Is it your birthday?
I don't know. Is it Brian?
Dave's birthday? I don't know. My best friends in the world, like the people that I've known for like literally 20 years or more, I don't know their birthdays, and it's really embarrassing. I have to text and be like, "Is it your birthday this week?" And they're like, "No, it was last month." And I'm like, "That sounds about right." Yeah. Oh man, lots of cool cats in the chat. I don't even know what we're doing. And so since I don't know what we're doing, I think we should probably do the thing that we always do and begin the show with a little game of should we or shouldn't we? We put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter, maybe up on the mantle with all the carolers in the greenery that Mom always puts out during Christmas. You know, the good stuff.
Yeah, can you see my little Christmas tree back here that my mom sent me in the mail?
Yeah.
It's right here.
Nice.
And then I've got my presents right next to it. I had to wrap them myself this year. That's always fun.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, I figured I might move it up in a little bit so you guys can see what I got.
You should move it up like 6 inches every 5 minutes. just for
I
the
can do
fuck of
that.
it.
I can totally do that.
Shout
Spell
out to
Ramya,
the-
the game cat.
That's
Ooh,
what
you
it's
got
on.
it. Oh, you got it.
I got it. All right. Spell Ramya with a how's it going little emoji. €5.49 donation. Thank you so much. It's going pretty good. How's it going with you? Ooh, and I hate the way that looks in the chat. On my screen, it looks fine. In the chat, it looks all like... I gotta fix that.
Oh, there's a guy going like this.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's our chance to tell you what we've been doing and or watching and or playing. And then, we tell you if you should or should not be playing and or watching and or doing those things. Who wants to go
Sounds
first?
about right.
Yeah. No one. No one.
I will go first.
AJ's going first.
I will go first.
All right.
I had to
Yes.
remember what it was.
Yeah, no, I've got one. But
I would have done it way quicker if I could. If it didn't take me a second to remember.
yeah, I've got one in my head, but I really need to think of maybe a better one. But who knows, man? On your mark, it does go.
Yeah. So this is kind of spoilery for the
Lord
PSVR's
of the
Got
Rings
Talent.
trilogy. Oh, okay,
At the end of the show today, we got a bunch of games on sale we're going to cover, but I revisited a game called Space Pirate Trainer, and it is currently on sale for $7.49. And it is an awesome, I like to call Star-Lord simulator, because you feel like you're Star-Lord training on the top of a thing. And man, it's just got this awesome immersive gameplay. It's kind of the grandfather of wave shooters and stuff, but there's so much to the combat and dodging, and it is like I was really immersed when I was playing this the other day. And it, there's some stuff to unlock in there that I like finally know that I can work towards it and go get, and it made me want to play it more. But yeah, man, Space Pirate Trainer, I think, is an absolute should we right now.
Perfect timing. Good.
Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad to hear a more positive impression about that, because my impression of that game is that, like you said, it's the granddaddy of all wave shooters, and it sort of did that before anyone else did that, and it got to PSVR a tad bit late after we'd already gotten some newer ones. But for me, I was just like, yeah, there's just not enough here. Like it's fun for me for like, a couple runs, and I'm like, all right, I've kind of done that. I know that people love this game though, so I might be in the minority for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones where, like, when I first tried VR in, like, a Microsoft store one time, years and years ago, like, before the PSVR was even released, Space Pirate Trainer was one of the 3 things you could play. It was, like, Tilt Brush, Space Pirate Trainer, and some other thing I can't recall. And, like, it's basic, but it is satisfying. There's something really nice about Space Pirate Trainer, and it's held up well over the years. I think it's still fun to play.
It does.
Yeah.
It's the first time I played it, I got bored with it a little quick, because I'm like one environment and stuff, and then like I've explored some more, and there's other game modes. There's one where like you regenerate life, so it's not just like, oh, you just have to go as far as you can with 3 hits and then you're dead. The thing where you actually regen your life every wave, that was a complete game changer for me, because I'm like, oh, this is like a really cool game now, like that actually you have a chance, like something to try and go toward. Now I don't know how to unlock the extra stuff. I'd like to unlock the extra stuff, but I haven't yet. But yes, Ryan from the VR Grid is in the chat today. Hello, Ryan. He's got a big giveaway on his channel. If you guys want some games, go check it out. There's not definitely go check him out. He's a good dude.
Shout out to
and he was the one that
sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was the one that told me that there was 2 environments. I was like, oh, and then yeah, of course. So lots of cool stuff, and there's weapon skins to unlock too. So really excited about that. Great gameplay. Go ahead.
Shout out to Ryan. The game. That's all right.
You do that. You do that.
What's going on? Shout out to Nihilus Ryan, the game feline, 3rd time's the charm. $10 donation, saying twice my usual contribution because it's Christmas. Thank you so much.
Christmas.
Really appreciate that. It's very nice. Also, shout out to Darth Vader, the game cat, with the $20 donation, saying, get yourself something special, Brian. Happy holidays to everyone, whether you're chilling at home alone or spending time with family tomorrow. I hope you'll be filled with smiles. Merry Christmas. Heart.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all the beginning of a GAMESCAST. I'm not sure. It's not a good night yet. We haven't started.
Good night, everybody.
It's going to be a good night.
Thank you so much. Yeah. No, 100% agree with 100% agree with Darth Vader. Obviously, if there's whatever you're doing, whether you're spending time with us or whether you're going to your family, whatever it is, this has been a crazy year, and I really, really hope that everyone, it's people suffer from like depression around this time of year and stuff, and it's like this makes things even worse. And so, hopefully everyone out there is doing well and keeping themselves healthy and happy and mentally stable. I guess we should say. I wanted to say something like positive.
Stable. You guys are.
Stable is the best we can hope for.
I hope they are, because I'm not.
You better clear your head, because we got 2021 coming up, man. We got a lot to look forward to. So So get it out of your system through these holidays, and then it's time to get back to work.
That's right. Don't worry, be happy. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it. Note
You didn't
for
write that
note.
song.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Loves it. Look, lots of love
Mungo
for Space Pirate
Brian.
Trainer
Mungo Brian
in the chat, by the way.
Okay. Dave, are you up next for the...
I am. Well, I'm ready if you need me.
Baby, I need you so much that I think we need to do this. But where is my timer? Because I don't want to give you more time than you are allotted. On your mark. Get Des, go.
Okay, so I've been in this weird mood where I just want to watch a bunch of documentaries lately, and each day there's like a theme. You know, like I'll start with one, and then I'll be like, oh, I want to watch more things about this subject, right? So space was my one the other day, but then I kind of ran out of space documentaries because they eventually all just talk about Voyager, and they all tell you the same thing like 5 times in different ways.
Captain Janeway?
No, but what I did decide to watch is a show called The Expanse on, I think it's on Amazon Prime. There's 5 seasons of it, and it's a really, really good sci-fi show that doesn't lean too far into the fi part of it. Like, it is fiction, but there's not aliens everywhere and all this kind of stuff. It's more like it's set in the near future-ish where Mars is fully colonized and they're a separate country, basically, or like they're a different it's just like Mars versus the world, and they're having this Cold War and stuff. It's really good. I don't know how to describe it in the time that I have allotted, but The Expanse on Amazon Prime, good show. Very fun sci-fi stuff, and
It's a
well done.
It's a should.
It's a should be. Yes, I liked it.
Excellent. Yeah.
Everybody in the chat is saying thumbs up too. I didn't get a chance to explain it properly, but yeah.
Well, good. Maybe it leaves more to the imagination. You were telling me about it a little bit last night. We were having a late night chat on the phone, and yeah, I knowing that it has like 5 seasons, it's a blaster. I'm like, absolutely, man. I'm gonna check that out. If not tonight, then very, very soon. After, on my mark, get Des. Go. Yeah. So speaking of late last night, I decided I was gonna play In Death. I've been playing In Death pretty much every night for the last few days, and just one of those games that doesn't get enough love. Like, you know, whenever it comes to our top 25 time, I mean, this is a game that has my name written all over it. It's like dark and creepy and a little disturbing, and like, you know, like there's definitely times where like you freak the fuck out because somebody jumps at you from around the corner and you're like, I didn't know you were gonna be there. And it's tough as hell, and it's a roguelite, and so you guys know, you know, I mean, the persistence until you fall, you know, 2 amazing games on PSVR, and then Spelunky, which is for roguelike than a roguelite, but I mean, this is a genre that I really love getting into. So yeah, I was playing it last night. I was playing it like during a live stream, and I was just having so much fun. It doesn't make sense. Like, there were so many other games I should have been streaming because there's so many games on sale. But I was like, you know what, this is the game I want to play. This is the game I've been into lately, and it's 100% a should we. It never goes on sale. It's never been on sale. But it's one of those games that, man, just, you know, you might just have to suck it up and buy because it's phenomenal. You know, I know that a lot of people, not everyone loves that genre, but if you even want to dabble in it, I think it's a lot of fun.
I agree. It's a fantastic game, but one thing, hashtag Team DualShock 4. I don't like that game.
What?
I don't like that game
Really?
with the moves very much. No.
What don't you like about the moves? I need to know.
It's been a long time, man, but
It's been a while.
I know the DualShock with the crossbow is just, you just house everybody in that game with that thing. Easier to control, easier to use.
I loved using the DualShock, honestly. I'm a lazy VR player, so if I can do it better, like Doom VFR, I could have learned how to play it and have fun with the move controllers. I just was like, I like the DualShock, so I'll do that.
Nick Mula says, boo, light bar tracking.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a problem. Light bar tracking is only really a problem for games that you have to like turn and aim left and right. And that game, I don't have any problem. Everything, it's like the pace of everything is kind of slow. Like,
yeah, and everything is directly in front of you pretty much when you're looking.
Right.
I mean, like when you're looking around at stuff, like
right.
You don't really need to turn over here and shoot there.
It works well for it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh
my goodness, Donatello, the Scientist Game Cat, with a $20 donation says,
Toss me a ninja slice.
My should we giving love to everyone I care about. So love to Brian, Dave, AJ, and Game Cats. And as Brian always says, I love you all. Happy holidays, everyone.
Love you too, Donatello.
Yeah, right back at you, man. It's very it's an interesting time of year. You know, like my family, I got to tell you, is you know, we've always done all the big holidays. You know, like when I was younger, we would do like some of the smaller ones, Easter, and you know, we'd make sure Christmas Eve there was a get together, and like then there'd be one for Christmas Day, and you know, but as we get older, you know, we've made it just kind of focus on the big holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, those kind of things. But it is so weird. This is the first year in my entire life where we haven't gotten together for anything, like literally anything, and so it's really strange, and we'll see how you know. I mean, even Christmas Day, we kind of pushed that off. I think we're all going to get together like on New Year's Day, because like my sister-in-law stuff, you know, works amongst lots of people in the school, and so you know, gets nervous about being exposed to things and then bringing it to family gatherings. So it's crazy, man. Everything's all up in the air, and it doesn't feel at all like Christmas Eve right now, because I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be like, okay, you know, so. Also, shout out to Wonder Rob, $5 donation, saying, my buddy Joe Mojo, Angel Crypt, finally got his Quest 2. All right. Also, Just Incredible finally got his new headset. What did Just Incredible get? He already had a Quest 2, didn't he?
I thought he already had like everything.
I think he was waiting for something fancy.
Sounds like Just Incredible. Christmas game party all weekend. That is fantastic. Yeah, guys. Honestly, like, you know, I've charged up my Quest to play Then VR Adventure on my PC, and man, if you guys been talking about this mini golf game forever, and I really kind of want to get in on that. So if you guys are doing any of that this weekend, please let me know. You know, I know it's like sacrilege for me to be like, hey, let's hang out in something other than PSVR, but hey, man, it's Christmas.
I'll play golf with you at any time that you want to.
Right on.
Golf is a ton of fun, and there's always people.
Blasphemers! You hear that, cats? They must be hanged.
AJ,
and
listen,
burned at the stake.
You don't have the authority for that. You don't have the authority for that.
Rob says he was waiting to buy a Quest 2. I'm sticking with my Quest 1 for now. I don't need.
You know, I hope everyone knows I'm just kidding when I say stuff like that.
You're not really kidding.
I'm not really kidding. You
not
think
kidding. Not even remotely. Nope. I think you want all the Quest users burned at the stake. It's like.
No, I just want my PSVR 2, baby. That's all I want.
Yeah.
It's not about anti this, it's about pro that.
Okay. That works. Dude, I want my PSVR 2 as well. That is going to be the biggest game changer. I think for VR in general, I think it's going to be a huge game changer. Quest was a huge game changer, and it kind of brought VR to the masses at an affordable price point, but I think PSVR 2 is going to bring, like, you know, very, very powerful, like, you know, high-end PC type stuff to the masses with you know, for PS5 users. One of the best-selling consoles out of the gate, and I think a headset to go along with that is exactly what everyone's looking for.
They better have Walkabout Mini Golf on that shit. That's all I'm saying.
About this mini golf thing. I just want.
It's pretty good.
I'll play that game tonight. Yeah. If it's not good, I'm gonna fucking crucify you guys.
Well, it's fun with friends. Don't play it by yourself. But yeah. Like, would you go to a mini golf course alone? No, that's the saddest thing I can imagine. Why would anyone do that? That's like,
I play everybody's golf all the time, of course.
I feel like if you went to a mini golf course by yourself, somehow a thunderstorm would appear just above your head, and you'd be in the rain, and you'd be crying and taking your shots and stuff. It's not the way to play mini golf.
Belramio, the €5.49 donation, saying, no worries, AJ. We will go and kill the gargantua with just the two of us and have more fun than old people mini golf.
You realize mini golf is for kids, not old people, right?
Yeah, but we are talking about old people playing it.
Hell yeah, man.
Play regular golf.
I played. I've been playing lots more Swords of Gargantua. We got some news on that, actually. We've got a lot. Cool. We got some news stories here. We got a new release. Got a couple Christmas updates for some games. Got a huge PSN sale that we will break down at some point, and then we might have a little viewer takeover at the end of this, and we're gonna be
when I'm gone and hanging out with my parents. You guys are gonna have a fun viewer takeover.
Yeah,
well, we'll see. We
tell them you're gonna be late.
Takeover this week, so ready up your questions. Ask us anything, man. Probably towards the end of the show. Wait for then, but. Probably towards the end of the show, we're gonna just converse with y'all. But dude, Swords of Gargantua, awesome game. Great multiplayer, and definitely got some things to bring up about that pretty soon.
Yeah, for sure. And this is we've got some news to talk about, and we're gonna go through the sale and stuff. But I mean, like, really, this is pretty laid back, and I have no problem. Like, if you guys got if you guys get AMA questions now or topics that you want to talk about, I mean, by all means, fucking feel free to throw them in the chat. And, you know, I have no problem breaking the show up.
Oh, yeah, we can just divert the whole conversation for a good question or, you know, a tip with a question or a tip with a thing or...
or a tip of the hat.
Yeah.
Tip of the hat. All right.
I don't have a hat.
AJ, how many news stories are on the AJ report this week? We got to come up with a name for the AJ run show.
How do we not have a name for it by now?
We've got five news stories, one new release this week, a couple updates to some games that popped up, and then the sales. So the sale will take up a good chunk of this, I'm sure. But yeah, usually we start with PS5 news. Everybody at Sony is off right now. Everybody is home, enjoying time with their families.
Let's be fair; they've been off all year, man. It's like they just been right? They've been pretending. We're like, well, if we ship this console, they'll think we've been working on something.
So no really news on the PS5. However, you know, we had our award show Sunday. Great job, Brian, and just once again to everybody involved.
Thanks,
and thank you guys all for supporting that thing. It was a lot of fun, man. It was a really special show, and yeah. So after the show, there was a developer that we were in contact with for the award show, and they said, well, we're not just quite ready yet to show anything, but they did say, but then, you know, right after the show, they popped up and gave a little tweet out there. And it was Bit Planet Studios, the developers of Ultra Wings. And they basically popped up on Twitter and said, let's see, let me make sure I quote this exactly, because sometimes I misquote.
I'm pretty sure it's who's ready for more Ultra Wings.
Yeah, I think that's what. Yes, ready for more Ultra Wings is exactly what they said. So interesting enough, we had heard from them last year when they had kind of started on this stuff, and they sent us pictures last year of Ultra Wings, what we believe to be Ultra Wings 2, and it was most likely seeming like it's going to be the same thing, but just with this like ultra realistic look.
Well, also helicopters, I think too. I could have sworn I saw helicopters in what he was teasing, because he's over the years he's teased a bunch of stuff on Reddit, on the PSVR subreddit. Like he'll pop up out of nowhere and just post a screenshot of like a plane he's working on or something. And everyone's like, oh my God, I can't wait. And he's like, hey, I'm working on it. Yeah. But I feel like there are going to be helicopters in this one. I could be wrong. Somebody in chat.
That'd be awesome.
Fact check me.
So to give a little more backstory about what AJ is talking about, when I was contacting literally every single PSVR developer on the planet for the award show, BitPlanet was one of the first ones to actually respond to me and said, yeah, we probably get a new teaser ready for you. You know, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And then like I never heard back from them, and so I was like, because I was so excited, being like, if we can like tease or kind of announce or something the new Ultra Wings game or whatever the hell they're working on, that would be like one of the biggest news stories of the show. Because if you haven't played Ultra Wings, guys, like it might look pretty simplistic, but it is so much fun and it is wicked immersive, man. Getting to fly around and shoot things at the same time. You get this 4 different planes in the game. You get this big open world to fly around in. Yeah. So much fun. Love this game.
Especially with Microsoft Flight Sim just coming out and getting VR support and stuff, this is like the kind of closest thing, and a revamped game like this would be very similar to that. It feels very much like a simulator. This game does support the HOTAS, but I actually always love this game with the Move controllers, because you're like flipping the knobs and you know, and putting the gas in there, and yeah, just like that. But I love how immersive this game is, and just fun with the Move controllers. It's and using the in-game flight stick and stuff. I think it's like, I don't know. It's just really good. Even if you're sitting down, it works really well.
100%
yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the HOTAS support too. I really do like the HOTAS support in this game. Except for the shooting parts, those are kind of weird with the HOTAS, but otherwise, I think it's really, really well done. There's a question in the chat that I want us to all answer because I like it. OG Slashender says, "What are you guys eating for Christmas?" This is always a big thing. Everybody's ritual. You know, families have a thing. We eat something every year, right, for holidays.
Yeah.
For mine, it's usually my dad makes this microwave lasagna, which sounds really trashy,
Yeah.
but it's really good. He's so good at it, and he's done it every year.
Wait, he's
So
so
I
good at making microwave lasagna? Like he puts it in, puts the
no, he
right
doesn't.
number?
No, he doesn't like have a frozen microwave lasagna. He makes lasagna and prepares it in the microwave. It's still
okay.
a dish that he's prepared, but you just cook it in the microwave instead of in the oven.
That changes
I'm not
everything.
sure why. I'm not sure why you do that exactly, but it's good. It always comes out delicious. And so this year I'm going to eat some store-bought frozen lasagna out of the oven, not the microwave, and some Texas toast, which is always the secondary item. If you guys know about Texas toast, my family all lives in Texas.
Basically,
so
big fat garlic bread.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm eating tonight because we always celebrate Christmas Eve as our Christmas. I don't know if that's just because I was so impatient for gifts when I was a kid that they were like, "Fuck it, fine, okay, Christmas Eve, fine," or what. But yeah, so our big celebration is going to be like an hour from now tonight on Zoom. Unfortunately,
Which is why we're losing Dave in about an hour from now. So
yeah, so I got to hang out with my family. Not got to, I get to, but yeah. So what are you guys eating for Christmas, or what's your like ritual family dinner that you'd usually have?
nothing special. Whatever the traditional stuff. Usually there's like ham or turkey or something like that, and then like all the normal sides like butternut squash and potatoes and corn, that kind of stuff. It's
Okay,
pretty typical stuff. But I am very very Italian. Like
so it's like Thanksgiving-y
yeah.
again.
Oh yeah, basically it's almost identical from holiday to holiday. And
Gotcha.
but the Italian side of my family is very Italian, and they make some killer lasagna. And I think, but they've sort of stopped that at this point. I think we just pick up like eggplant parm and that kind of stuff from the store down the street. That kills it. Shout out to Bogeyman Productions with £5 donation saying thank you for another amazing year. P.S. Brian, you have to post that Dave Grohl station tattoo for all the Game Cats to see. I do
It's a
need
pretty
to post
good one.
That is really good.
Somebody in Discord can post it.
Yes, good idea. AJ, you get the answer for food.
I don't know. I don't have.
Do you not
any,
have like a yearly tradition for Christmas food or anything? No.
No, not really. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Whatever I can find.
Yeah.
So Ultra Wings. Hopefully we'll hear something about Ultra Wings soon. Hopefully yeah.
I have one quick question about Ultra Wings.
Yeah.
Why is it? Because Twitch of the Game Cat, I think it was, also said he doesn't like the HOTUS with the shooting sections. What's with that he prefers the moves? What's with the shooting sections that everybody's saying they don't like the HOTUS for?
Well, so in the shooting sections, it's useful to have an extra hand to point the gun with to shoot stuff, right?
So you don't
'Cause
get to use you don't get to use a move and the HOTUS. It's all HOTUS.
I mean, I guess you could, but I think it comes out of the tip of your ship, which is always a harder way to fire than having a unique, firing device. It's been a while since I played it, so I could be totally wrong, but I think
that would make sense. But I only remember it shooting out of the front of the plane, so I don't know.
Okay,
Even
yeah,
with the
I like
move
having a gun in the
controllers?
hand. Yeah.
Even with the move controllers, I thought you had a gun in your hand.
You
when
do.
You were popping the
You
bullets.
do.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with Ultra Wings. I mean, honestly, they're saying like, who's ready for more Ultra Wings? Like they could very well be doing a sequel or like a huge expansion or anything. They really haven't specified. But it
I
does.
think it's a sequel. I'm pretty sure he said he's working on a sequel.
Oh well, then fantastic, even better. As much as I love the original Ultra Wings, ready for something brand new for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't have a Christmas food that I ate, but I will tell you a Christmas ritual of my own. I will watch Die Hard and Nightmare Before Christmas pretty much every Christmas. I have to watch Die Hard at least twice.
That's fucking awesome, by the way. I want to watch Die Hard too. I have this thing that started over the past few years. There's this channel that is showing a Godzilla marathon every time I go to my parents' house for Christmas. And so me and my dad will just sit there and watch like 5 Godzilla movies like in a row. Because like pretty much Christmas for me is like eat food, open presents, sit around and watch TV with my parents for like 5 days. That's like my whole visit. We just hang out and watch TV. But so this year actually I asked for, in this giant thing here is a Godzilla box set that has all the Godzilla movies. So I'm going to binge some of those, I think, for my little Christmas
I like Godzilla movies.
tradition. Yeah. And my own little sesh.
Nice. Somebody's gonna recommend
Die Hard
a Christmas horror movie for me to watch. Krampus is always pretty good. Michelle.
Oh, Krampus is up there. Yeah.
Michelle introduced me to that one back in the day, and I've always loved that one. But somebody's gonna give me something. I want to watch something Christmassy and horror all at the same time tonight. I know there's some good ones out there. I just can't remember what they are.
I love how you have to filter other holidays through the lens of Halloween to get to where you're going.
Yeah.
Like that's very Brian Paul of you.
I mean, Gremlins is the immediate thought, but there's a lot of Christmas themed horror movies. I think I'm just finding the good ones. We got a $5 donation, Canadian $5 from the VR Grid. Ryan over there says, "Merry Christmas, lads, and happy holidays to all you game cats."
Hell yeah!
Thank you so much, Ryan. Again, if you guys make sure you go over there, get some free games from him. I watched his top 20 list too of 2020, and I enjoyed it. A couple surprises in there. Had Until You Fall really high up there, and had Final Assault really high up there because they give him so many box quotes and he's biased. Damn,
yeah,
using the influence. That's how you use influencers, man. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's a good guy though.
Definitely watching some. Definitely seeing some good recommendations in the chat. Thank you guys for the for Jack Frost, Rare Exports, Christmas Horror Story. Thank you guys very much.
I've heard good stuff about Rare Exports. Yeah,
I know I've seen like one of those. I just don't know which one it is. I've seen one of the two. I don't know. Like I've seen a bunch, so many horror movies that usually I'm like, I can't wait, and I sit down and I start watching. I got my pizza and I got my coffee, I got everything ready, and then I start watching. I go, oh, I just saw this like last year.
I've seen this motherfucker. Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, now I got to look for something else, and it takes me 30 minutes of scrolling through Netflix to find something worth watching, and then I just watch like Star Trek: The Next Generation for the 17th time.
Well, not a bad idea.
Not a bad. I think there's some Christmas episodes.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Yeah,
I have no idea.
They never do like a Christmas special though.
No.
A lot of shows do like a Christmas special.
I think in the future they've like eliminated Christmas or something. Like they're like,
well, I mean, yeah. What's the point of it? Because like they're beyond religions or they don't care anymore. I don't know. I guess people have religions. Like
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think Worf's whole thing. Well, Klingons seem like they have some sort of guiding principles that could be called a religion, and they believe in certain things like legends and stuff. Right. I don't know though.
Shout out to
Irish about anyone being Christian.
Assassin89 with the €2 donation saying, first time message here, just want to show my love. Thank you so much. There's so many people out there watching in the background that, they're just, quiet and enjoy the show. And like I've told you guys 1,000 times that before doing all the Without Parole stuff, that was always me. Like I never even left a like on things that I was obsessed with. Podcast Beyond for years and Kind of Funny for years, just never even clicked the like button, never left a comment, never did anything. And so that I know that I know that you guys are out there, and there's people watching that love what we do and don't say anything. So just know, from my heart to your ears. I don't know how that works. My heart to your ears. Can you hear my heart beating here?
Lewis Knight also in the house. What up, Lewis Knight? Shout out to you, boy.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas, dude.
Lewis.
All right, so next up we've got Firewall Week 7 of the Cloud Strike. What is it called? Like season has decrypted. There's new missions, new rewards. I usually don't mention these, but because I thought one looked really cool. One of the trinkets is like this Skyrim-looking like battle mace. And it's like one of the trinkets that attaches to your gun. And I thought it looked really cool. And you would think that, no, this is not a big deal. And it's kind of not. But that being said, the last time I was playing, which was recently, I had this glow stick on my gun. And I was like obsessed with the glow stick. Like it got me killed so many times because I'm sitting there like waiting for people. And I'm just like sitting there like shaking it and playing with the glow stick. So yeah. When they get these right, they're nice.
It's been so long since I've been in the Firewall. Like it was one of those things I was obsessed with, and then I got later on I got re-obsessed with it, and then eventually I just fell off completely. And it's just I don't know. I just feel bad for not having dropped in, and like these updates keep coming, and like so anytime I do drop in, it's like it's wildly different. I was like, oh, the lobby's different and the interface is different. Like, it's crazy shit, and I just feel bad, because it's a game we should be on top of. It's like these developers are so good about bringing us update after update after update that like we should be on top of this and we should be covering every single thing that they're dropping, but it's hard to keep up at this point.
I mean, just so you guys know for the future, like pretty much anytime there's a new Firewall map or update or something, I end up playing it. We usually get together and do like private lobbies. Some of the game cats will make like an 8 and we'll just like rotate teams and everybody kind of switches off, and it's really fun. But anytime a new map comes out, we do that and just like play it over and over. and over again. Because in private lobbies, you can choose the map you want to play. So that's always a good way to like get up to speed with the new updates. That's usually what we do.
Yeah. I got some tips we want to give a shout out to some holiday gifts from the cats. We got Straka the VR feline with the €55 donation.
Whoa.
Ridiculously generous. Merry Christmas, guys. Keep it up in 2021. Yeah, I think 2021 is going to be an exciting year. You know, I think as PSVR sort of becomes, it seems like it's becoming more niche. You know, there was a time where, like, you know, at the very beginning it was kind of niche, and then it sort of expanded and became like the preferred VR platform, and then that it's sort of becoming a niche audience again as people are branching out and starting to play flat screen PS5 games again, and starting to play like Quest games, and, you know, seeing what PC VR has to offer. I think, you know, the community kind of shrinks again. And so it's going to be an interesting year as we wait for that PSVR 2 announcement, and as we play all of these games that we know are coming in 2021. It's like, but sort of, it's the tail end of the life cycle. And so it's an exciting time, but it's also like I think we're going to, you know, become very tight as a community, because it's going to be less of us than it's probably been in a while, to be honest with you.
So, AJ, you just posted this in the Discord chat, but I saw this comment too. I wanted to call it out. Tuga VR in the chat says, "Merry Christmas, everyone. I have a question for you. I love PSVR and have had PSVR since it left. I think he means came out. But I feel that Sony is slowly abandoning PSVR. The question is, what do you think?" The answer is watch any viewer takeover from the last 5 months. But no, really. What do you guys think on this one?
It's easy. It's so easy. The answer is that Sony's absolutely not abandoning PSVR. I wouldn't expect to see any other games by Sony themselves or any first-party studio. But, you know, Hitman 3, the games like that don't get made for PSVR without some serious Sony money behind it. Like,
oh yeah,
IO Interactive wasn't like, oh, we're gonna make a VR version of Hitman and only bring it to PS3. PSVR. Why did I say PS3? We're only gonna bring it to PlayStation 3.
PS3 graphics.
Talk about a niche audience, man. It's like the smallest audience ever. There's like 3 people out there still playing PS3. But so, you know, like as we know from like the, you know, unveiled Capcom documents, like I think it cost Sony $5 million to get Resident Evil 7 made for PSVR from Capcom. So they are seriously backing Hitman 3 in some financial way. And I think that's how we are going to see 2021 move forward. And I think behind the scenes, all these first-party studios are making PSVR 2 games. They're obviously working on something. We just saw Impulse Gear mention we're going to reveal something very soon, right? Very soon. I would be very, very shocked if they revealed a PSVR 1 game. I think when Sony reveals PSVR 2, which I think because of this Impulse Gear message, that reveal is coming soon, and Impulse Gears. You're gonna have your turn. Don't worry, Dave. As you, no. It's I see your name underneath your picture.
Also, I love what Steve IRE said. He says people have been assuming Sony have been abandoning VR since launch. I've noticed.
Pretty much, yeah. This question never goes away.
Years.
But now that now that they're going to be launching a new headset, it's like, obviously, you know, they want to have all these exclusive first-party games for it. And so that's what everybody's doing right now. And so, you know, like, stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say is stay tuned. You think they're abandoning VR? Well, then why the hell would they spend so much money on Hitman 3? That makes no sense.
No, they're definitely not abandoning it. I think, if anything, what has happened is that, you know, we had heard rumors. This isn't, you take this with a grain of salt, that there was supposed to be some stuff planned for the PS5 reveal. I think COVID happened. I think COVID really threw a wrench into a lot of the plans to be able to do that. You know, getting parts right now is really difficult, really expensive, and tough. And I think that has caused a delay. I think I don't know when. I'm not going to say no. It's not coming. We'll get an announcement within the next few months. I'm not going to say, you know, it's going to be whenever. I just know it's going to be at some point, because they've stated that and given us many, many reasons. The problem is right now you have other companies like Oculus, Facebook, and stuff, who's just releasing the Quest, and this is kind of like where the newest in VR is. There's like a strong focus on the features, on a lot of the stuff. And somebody asked me on one of my streams the other day. They said, they were like, should I buy a PSVR or a Quest? And to me, it's a tricky question. Both have their ups and downs. I was like, if you don't have a VR or a PlayStation, something like if you have a PlayStation OG, and or something or no PlayStation, then absolutely get a Quest. I'm not dumb. I'm not going to tell people to buy something that's more expensive and not as new and stuff and have as many games. Like, I'm not a complete idiot. But that being said, I do think that there are benefits to each one. You also with PlayStation, you also get these exclusives like this. You get these bigger AAA style games like Skyrim, like Blood and Truth, Astrobot, Resident Evil 7, and to me that's got lots of value to it. Like Hitman 3 coming out really soon. That's something that you're going to get on this platform that actually is over the Quest. Also, there's the comfort thing. But
describe to me the benefits of the Quest, since we've talked about the PSVR.
Benefits of the Quest, it's cheaper. It's $300. It's got way more of it's got tons of apps and features that are more VR, that are just like a little bit, it came out a few months ago, so it's like a newer premium product. And yeah, there's just newer, nicer features. There's tons of these little smaller indie games that are coming out, like this mini golf game with multiplayer and stuff. Just a lot of games, this Phasmophobia thing. Then you can hook it up to your PC, and you also have a PC VR headset and stuff. So,
right.
So I think that there is really, there's reasons to have both, but ultimately it's up to what you want.
If you've got to pick one, Resident Evil 7's only on one, so you get my answer.
There you go.
We want to give a shout out to Hugh Guyver with the Australian $10 donation. Sorry it took so long to get around to. He says, Merry Christmas to PSVR with that Parole and all the cats. Cousin Mac is improvising Christmas crackers out of crayons, phone batteries, and pieces of opened wrapping paper. What?
Wow.
Improvising
Christmas crackers is got to be an Australian thing, because I don't know what Christmas crackers are. Maybe cookies? Can I show you guys the cookies my mom sent me? I will.
Thank you so much, Hugh Guyver. I also want to give a shout out to the Underground Game Cat Rare with the £2 donation, saying Merry Christmas with the cat. Elite
name squad in the house. Big shout out to Underground Game Cat. Left me a really sweet message. Thank you very much, man. On one of my videos. And yeah, man. But yeah, I think there's reasons for both. Like you said, there's it's kind of leaning more towards Quest right now, obviously, because like I said, it's newer, it's cheaper, just from a practical standpoint. But there's tons of people out there that are like, no, I don't even want that. I don't want to have the Facebook thing. Facebook is ruining it for me. I'll wait for the PSVR 2. There are plenty of people out there, and for those people, I say go ahead and get especially if you have a PS4 Pro or a PS5, get your PS5 first, and then get a PSVR. You're gonna have a great experience. There are so many. There is a huge library of games on PSVR that's already there. It doesn't, just because there's not something like, I mean, there are still games coming out for it that are pretty significant, but just because there isn't, like, you might not think that there's like, oh, that game for you. There might be, and you just don't know about it because it's a little harder to see. But there's an amazing catalog of games on PS4, PSVR.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then you get sales like the one we've got going on right now. It's like if you pick up a PSVR headset right now, you can get so many amazing games for so cheap. It is ridiculous. I mean, $25 games for like $4 or $5. It is absolutely insane. And so, like, as far as value proposition goes, if you already have a PlayStation 4, and I'm a little different than AJ. Like, if you have an OG PS4, man, when I first upgraded to the Pro, I didn't think there was that big of a jump. Obviously, there is a decent jump, but it's some games it's dramatically different, in some games it's not so different, so in some games out there don't even have a Pro patch. So I definitely think that regardless of what you have, I think this is the best value proposition, especially with the sale going on right now. I don't want to let this get past us. Nick Mulo, the Game Cat, with a $50 donation. It's thanks dude. It's very ridiculous. He said was gonna wait until I had something interesting to say, but I got impatient. I'm sorry that you got the impatient. Hopefully you didn't spend too much on it. Merry Christmas. The Impatient, by the way, a few good scares. $5-10, pick it up. That game, but it's so slow and boring. Nick, you're awesome. Really, really appreciate you. Our moderators don't get enough love around here, and Nick is one that puts the smack down whenever necessary, man. Whenever we're like, go get him, it's always Nick. He's like our attack dog. Love you, dude.
So I've learned a lot from the chat just now.
Yeah.
Christmas crackers, as an American, I have no idea what this is, but apparently Europeans and Australians are very familiar with it. It's like a party popper, a tube that has gifts inside, and you and somebody else pull it together at the same time. It makes a sound, it explodes, and then you get a little party hat or something. That the way they're describing it, it sounds like there's like a little funny joke gift inside, which I've never heard of, but that sounds kind of fun.
I haven't. We don't have the one where two people pull it and there's something else. We just have the little plastic ones where you pull one side of it and it goes pop and it shoots confetti.
Yeah, that's a confetti.
Yeah, but they put actual gifts inside.
Yeah,
there's like little.
I actually have. I've seen. I actually have seen this. It must have been in movies or something, and I had no idea what they were. So that's interesting. Yeah, definitely not an American thing for sure.
Keith McKinnon says, "I love my PS4 Pro with VR." Me too, man. Well, now we got the PS5, which has slight benefits, not huge benefits, but. You know, I'm sure that will change as time gets going here.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just glad that I can play mostly everything. I'm not worried about Robinson the Journey.
I'm very worried about Robinson the Journey. That makes me so sad. It's a beautiful game, and
I'm so glad I have a reason not to go back and play it.
What I'm bummed about is Battlezone. I haven't tried it myself yet, but Nick, who just tipped us, tried to play last night for the first time because he had picked it up and he wanted to do multiplayer. And apparently on the PS5, the screen shaking is really bad. Like it's like not playable. And I remember that was on the list of games that might not be compatible. So, I mean, I love playing Battlezone 4-player. I was really bummed to hear that like Nick got nauseous in the menu screen on PS5.
Yeah, hopefully they'll work that out.
So, yeah.
I ran into that yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever I streamed. I think it was yesterday. And yeah, it was weird. It had like a judder issue like Star Wars Squadrons used to have before they patched it. It was a similar thing. But the first time I played it and tested it, because I was doing it when we first got our PS5s, I didn't have any issues. So that's one I'm going to have to test out a few more times and see if there's a camera placement issue. Things like that. I know Nick he can't move his camera under his TV, so but yeah, it might be the
Is
first
there like
time
a lava pit under his TV, or like why can't he put it below the TV?
Oh, Rojo V says Oculus doesn't have Dreams. Damn right, man. Dreams is so I was watching Kind of Funny, and they did an award show that was pretty cool, and they had Dreams as their most underrated game of 2020. And I'm like, hell yeah, that thing is underrated. Dreams is so incredible. Being able to make your own games, VR games. I mean,
it's kind of like a dream come true, honestly, no pun intended.
It's amazing. And like it's a deep tool set. Like it is not limited like how Little Big Planet tools were back in the day. Like if you can think it, you can make it in Dreams, and it is crazy how good that game is. Totally underrated, totally revolutionary. And as the years go by, people will see how freaking special that is. Wait till it gets multiplayer. I can add multiplayer into Dream Borders. We can do snowboarding multiplayer. Oh, it's going to be a game changer for that.
AJ, as they say, don't dream it.
Go ahead.
Be it.
Or do it. That's the other thing.
That's not the quote. But okay, I'll go.
Pop
with
it.
Yeah.
Shake it. Spin it.
Well, so we've got a Brian
Pop
McDonald in the chat who says, I've watched these guys for a while now. Never bothered to say anything till now, but I love these streams, man. Thank you for hanging out. We love you too, man.
Thank you.
Never enough Brian's around here, man. Fucking the spelling could use a little bit of work, but we love you no matter what.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Darth Vader, the Game Cat, with the $14.99 donation. Says, I've got to spoil my favorite YouTube channel since it's Christmas. Question for the three of you gents: what is your most cherished Christmas memory?
I got one on deck. If you guys
do it up, man.
So it was the year that I got a Dreamcast, and I played Shenmue for the first time. I remember sitting cross-legged, staring up at the TV, being so excited. It was chilly out. It was just the perfect kind of Christmas morning feeling. And then playing that game on a new console for the first time, just sort of like, I don't know. It was like, this is my favorite Christmas ever. I love this. This is so cool. So I think that's mine.
Brian
What do you guys
McDonald
got?
responds with a $20 donation saying spelling Brian with a Y is wrong.
Oh my god!
I will alert my parents.
You just got served, Brian.
Hey, listen, do you think I named my name myself? Well, actually, there's a long story involved with that, but no, I didn't. My parents named me Brian with a Y, and so I'm like, I will pass the word along, Brian with an I, and let them know how bad they fucked up.
Brody says,
And thank you for the
for
donation.
20 he'll probably change it.
What kind of sellout do you guys think I am? That's ridiculous. There's a lot of things I would do for $20, but changing my name is
Nice one,
not
Brody.
one of them. I will start removing articles of clothing, but that is probably the end of it. Yeah, I'm not
I think
a
it
prude.
costs $25 to change your name anyways, so that's kind of a loss. You have to put in 5 of your own money to do that.
Sure. I was kind of struggling trying to think of a great Christmas memory. I mean, obviously, like, all Christmas memories are kind of special to me, like being with family and getting to, like, hang out and, like, even, like, decorating the tree and, like, silly, family things like that. It's all, those are nice memories. We always had, like, a really tight-knit family when I was growing up. But, like, yeah, I mean, I guess, when it comes to, like, presents and stuff, I remember getting Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Genesis, and it's just sitting there under the tree, and I was just like, I don't think I've ever been more hyped to play something than I was for Sonic 2. Like, I loved Sonic 1 so much, and it was just like, I need this game. Like, the marketing for that game was incredible, and yeah, I was so happy, man. That was probably when I was young, one of the coolest presents that I got.
Which Sonic did you say?
Sonic 2. The good one.
Nice. Bob
The
Zarkoff,
only
the Underground
good
Base
Mr.
Station
Sonic.
Game Cat, said if you get married, you can do it for free. Saving people money out here, changing your name.
Oh, yeah. But then I have to get married, man. Like that there's a
But
commitment.
it's free.
Wait, they let you throw in the first name change with the last name change? Like, you can do both at the same time without an extra fee? I thought you'd have to pay extra.
Yeah, also, like,
I've told this story a bunch of times, so I'll be really quick about this. But my parents were never really allowed me to really play games, or they weren't cool about it. And one of my Christmas presents in like 96, 97 was I was allowed to spend my money to buy a PlayStation, and I saved up. It was like $120, I think I saved up or something, and I went and bought it from the store, brought it back. I bought it with Jet Moto. And because I couldn't afford Twisted Metal, which is what I really wanted, but I was happy with Jet Moto, and I was happy with the demo disc that came with it. Played like Parappa the Rapper and all this other stuff, and that's not only one of my favorite Christmas memories, that's like one of my favorite memories of all time. I was so proud to be a PlayStation owner that day.
there's so many Brians in the chat chiming in.
Yeah, they all came out of the woodwork. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
But my favorite though is Hugh Guyver saying, "I feel your pain, Brian," with a Y, signed Hugh with a W.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I just got a text from Creeper Betty. You guys all know Creeper Betty, big game cat in the community. She says, "Are you busy?" Yeah.
Yeah, so she's such a big game cat. She has no idea what we do every Thursday night at 6 p.m.
Jesus
Eastern.
Christ.
Got an Atari.
I figured I had to shame her for that, at least publicly.
Excellent. All right, guys, what's the next news story? Let's move this along.
Brian says Daniel Aldrich would like a shout out for Christmas.
Oh, I take back what I said about Betty. She's making the Game Cat holiday room. She's making a holiday room and rec room for everybody to come hang out in. So that's why she wasn't watching. So good on you, Betty. Good
Christmas
stuff.
shout out to Daniel Aldrich. Yeah, from the UK, man. Love right back from North America.
Why not?
Cross continental love going on right here. Shout out to you, my friend.
Every Christmas shout
Appreciate
out.
everybody tuning in. I know it's late out there, guys. We have some awesome updates. Beat Saber, we know is getting multiplayer within the next month and a half or so, maybe.
Right, they said January if all goes well, right?
Right. So we're hoping for January multiplayer patch.
But expecting November, December next year, yeah.
But I've been, of course, following Jaroslav Beck on Twitter and stuff, and they've been, they did this with Fitbeat where they live stream a session of him composing a song, and they did a teaser, and Everybody, I got so many messages this week. Thank you to everybody. I felt like I did something because I got so many messages. No, but they were like, they said that they're working on OST 4, said that it's going to be pretty hardcore, and that the new song, and some of the songs will feature, you guessed it, metal.
Metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny too because I heard, I was listening to his session, and I was like, this sounds more like not like really heavy '90s industrial rock, but it was like he knew that he's not like the biggest metal guy and stuff. But bless his heart, man, he was really trying to do his best to make metal, and I think it was good. It's not like the kind of metal we typically metalheads listen to, but
Did he have the double bass?
Well, so that was a funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because he was trying to figure out what to like, how to shape the song and stuff, and I kept saying double bass. Like I'm like you need some double bass in this because right now it's very groovy. It sounded like really heavy rock with like a lot of groovy drums, and that's why it ended up having this like '90s kind of sound to it, '90s industrial. But he's like, what do we do to get more metal? And he's like, he adds like tambourine with like 16 notes.
No.
And I'm like, dude, no. Like,
put the guitar in drop D, get the double bass pedal, get the fucking, I don't know, man. Come on. There's some basic ingredients of metal that you need.
Yeah.
Like if you're making a pizza, you don't put fucking, well, I guess you do put ranch dressing on it sometimes. I don't know. I'm just saying there's certain things that go into a thing and certain things that don't.
You don't put lettuce, cheese, and tomato on a pizza.
That's right.
Like on top of it. You know what I mean? But like I said, it was funny. He was trying and he was doing his best. But I'm glad that they're trying very hard to get. But he did bring in another guitarist. He's bringing in another guitarist to help with it. So, but yeah, he needs like listen to I don't know, some other metal.
It's nice that everybody thought of you as soon as this happened. But here's the thing:
of course,
when you're a two-dimensional cardboard cartoon character, like we are, right? And you're known for one thing and one thing only. Then the second somebody hears that, they're like, AJ! Just the same way that when the iCarly reboot got announced, everybody was like, Brian! I was like, I got it, guys. I'm very excited, but I got it.
Just like how when anyone in the chat tells someone to take a shot, it's always me and neither one of you guys,
So they know me better. Shout out to Wonder Rob with a $5 donation saying the kids all think I'm another kid and not a grown-up. So when they ask me what Santa brought me, I always say, I got the naughty list again. So
he must be a small guy, bro.
Everyone's trying to correct me and say burger pizza, taco pizza. No, look, just let it go. That's not the point.
We were talking about BLT
I've never had
BLT pizza.
I don't think I've ever had a taco pizza in the first place. And it never had like sheets of lettuce and tomato and cheese like that.
Well, so there's this thing I've seen.
Mustard.
I think Domino's or Pizza, maybe it's Domino's, is like, you suckers are ordering tacos to your house from Grubhub? What a bunch of losers. We made pizza into a taco. Why don't you order that instead? Because we're losing out on a lot of money here because no one's ordering pizza anymore.
Daniel Aldrich, our friend in the UK, gives us a £5 donation saying, Merry Christmas to you all. What's the earliest console game you remember playing? So for me, this is gonna be strange, right? Because I definitely was playing games long before this, and actually like programming games into computers and stuff when I was wicked young, like way too young to be doing it, with my brother and my dad, of course. But the game I remember, the first game I really remember playing and really sinking a lot of time into was Atlantis on the Atari 2600. Just like, talk about a wave shooter. You had like turrets on this side of the screen, and one right in the middle that shot up, and you just held the joystick to say which one you wanted to fire, and you basically had like ships flying across the top of the screen. Atlantis, that was definitely my earliest one.
I think mine was, and this is like probably a lot of people's, but it was like Duck Hunt / Super Mario Brothers. I had a neighbor who was a little older than me, and she had an NES, and I came over to hang out and play and stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, this thing's crazy. I wish I had one of these things. And then Super Nintendo came out and all that. But I'm pretty sure that's the first thing I ever played, other than maybe an arcade game, but I can't really recall which would have been like the first arcade game that I played.
Same for me. It was Duck Hunt was the first. I don't think I was like the first one I played, but that was the first time. Okay, so it does say remember playing. Yeah, the first thing I ever saw was Mario Duck Hunt. My family, friends, neighbor, whatever had it, and I was just like blown away by it. Mega Man 2 is like the reason I ever started playing video games. After I saw the Mario Duck Hunt thing, I was like blown away by it, and like waited as long as I could till I eventually did whatever I could to play it, and then I remember getting Mega Man 2 from the store and just looking at the box art. If you look at the box art for Mega Man 2 now, you're like, But at the time I was like, this is amazing. Look at the graphics and look, what is this? It's so interactive and stuff.
Man, the Triangulator is pulling at my heartstrings here. Pitfall, Atari 2600, and Karateka on the Commodore 64. It's an early Jordan Mechner game. That was, I think, Karateka was Jordan Mechner before he made Prince of Persia. And I played that. C64 was my jam for way too long. Long after PC took over, I was still playing C64. So that's right up my alley right there. All right, what is next?
Who cares?
It's Christmas Eve. So Metal Pack OST4 incoming along with the update. Hopefully they get a PS5 patch eventually too. Would be nice. So Swords of Gargantua posted in their Discord yesterday that they are adding some new weapons to the game. I've been playing this game a lot. I know you have too, Brian, and Belramio and a couple other game cats. Been getting lots of messages saying like, AJ, thank you so much for recommending this. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you guys for those messages. Because I have a lot of fun with this game, and actually been talking to these devs a little bit about stuff.
And what was the post on Discord? Did you get to that?
The post was that they will have new weapons soon. New weapons update incoming.
And for anyone concerned,
I want some spiked nunchucks. I like the regular nunchucks. I want some spiked nunchucks.
Those are fun to use, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I love walking around with two of them. Just swap up.
Yeah, for anyone concerned, I do know that there was, they obviously haven't gotten those quest weapons into the adventure mode yet on PSVR like they do on other headsets. But that, as far as we know, is still coming, and I think the PSVR version will get up to speed very, very quickly. And so getting new weapons and these guys seem to be interested in keeping the game going and expanding on it. So stay tuned. I think we're gonna have a lot of updates for this one. You said, AJ, you just played this recently. Was it yesterday, the day before, with Bell and David Moore, was it?
David Moore. Yep.
And the three of you took down the boss by yourself.
Just three
nice.
of us. Yep.
Very good.
We're getting closer and closer to being able to just solo the boss.
That's my goal in the game. As much as I love playing with other people, my goal is to be strong enough to just do it all on my own.
That's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be tough. I could see at best doing it with I don't know, even 3 people. 3 people is okay. It's not that much different than 4 people. But you get down to 2, and then especially 1, that's going to be really, really tough. But
because you need someone distracting the boss and shooting lasers at him while you kind of do your thing.
One thing. Go ahead.
Dedge the Pumpkin Patch Kid just left one of my favorite comments of the night. Wow. He says, "Officially Christmas in the UK. Go Jesus.
Go Jesus.
Go Jesus."
Woo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, I've been really liking this game. I've been talking with the developer lately about this, and Brian, I don't know if you want me to bring it up here, what we've been talking about.
Sure.
So the developers of this game actually reached out to me and said, this game is not selling in the US on PSVR very well. It says every other platform it's selling fine, every other region it's selling fine. Only in the US on PSVR specifically, it's not doing well. And he asked me, do you know if you have any ideas? We want to spread awareness on this game. We want to, fix whatever is not clicking for people. And I told him that there's been a lot of sword fighting games this year that it is very competitive with sword fighters right now. And one thing that sticks out is the price. I told him that the price of these other ones are $20 right now. They're doing really well. So I was like, Swords of Gargantua is so much fun multiplayer. It really has a lot to offer with its multiplayer. And doing fine over in Japan and stuff, but here it's hurting. So I told him. So he was like, "You think price is an issue?" I said, "Yes. I think the price is an issue, and I think if you want people to keep getting excited about this game, keep people coming back to it, you need to add some kind of loot system, like some kind of rare loot weapon drop somewhere in the game that you can play through, and every time you play through, you have a chance to get one of these unique weapons. And if you do something like that, and then
the thing is, even if they took the same existing loot system and just put colors on it,
right,
it would seem more like loot. Because like right now, you just get like a level 1 thing, and then you get a level 2 thing, and they're all the same color, and there's nothing like exciting or like a star on it to show you that it's really cool or anything.
Level 3, but
okay, well,
I know but still, in general, like it could have more like unique variety.
The more Diablo and Borderlands you can make it, obviously.
Yeah, and the system's there. The system's already in place. Take advantage of it.
Tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
That said, game's been around for so long on other platforms. I don't think they're in the market for changing big stuff like that right now.
Well, the game's been around, but what this game was like until just recently they've added so much stuff. Like when this first launched on Quest, like it was super barren. Like there wasn't even like really an upgrade system at all.
Well, that's kind of why, because like when it came up for PSVR, I kept saying, I'm not that excited because I had played it on Quest and I wasn't that blown away by it. So I did have much more fun on the PSVR version, that we got, and had to, eat my words and be like, okay, it's pretty fun. But yeah.
I mean, as far as going those random weapon drops and stuff, like the rare weapons, what's great about that is you can take it a step further. And so obviously the weapon upgrade system in this game is the more weapons of a certain type that you have, it's like that combining those allows you to create, stronger weapons. And so finding a rare weapon is great, and you use it for a little while and stuff, but you're like, but this other one I have already is like, leveled up and stronger. And so but keeping your eye out for another identical weapon like that, like just because you have one doesn't mean like, okay, mission accomplished. It means, dude, I want like 100 more of these so that I can like keep combining them, building them up, and getting like level 3 plus 5, and so because that's what I've been doing with my greatsword, and now the thing's fucking strong as hell, and so finding a rare weapon and doing it would be so cool when you go in with in multiplayer and show off. Every time I jump in late at night just to a random game, it's always like 3 other Japanese dudes. We can barely speak to each other, but how cool would it be if I had a rare weapon that was just taking down everybody? It's like, we don't need to talk. I'm going to show you how cool I am from this thing that I picked up in the game, and I think that's the kind of thing that keeps the game running, like that keeps people interested in it.
As far as not selling that well in America, that's unfortunate to hear. I think, maybe they could do some sort of like America DLC where like you get machine guns instead of, it's all guns. And then the upgrade points are like hamburgers. And then, there's a big American flag waving at the beginning.
And change the name of the game to Guns of Gargantua.
Yeah, Guns of Gargantua.
There might be
Gargantua doesn't even sound that American. We got to come up with something a little better than that.
But I think price and I think price and loot is where you start with. After that, I've been actually reading up on Japanese culture a little bit too, because I felt like I talked to some Japanese developers before, and I felt like I really pissed them off. And so like one thing I learned was that like when you're speaking to them, most everyone's nice and everything, but sometimes when you're speaking in conversation, you might want to hold back like anything that sounds like a really opinionated take. Like you want to be very neutral. So instead of saying, I think this needs to be this, you say maybe this needs to be this, or maybe this could be this, and you say like maybe instead of like kind of demanding it like it's in your opinion.
I think America is a more like individualist culture where people will walk into a room and say, I think it ought to be like this. Whereas in Japan, the idea is that as a collective, we make everything better for each other. They're a more communal society. Like their streets are so clean because everybody just picks up after themselves or each other. and there's this sort of like communal, like you wouldn't go to a subway in Japan and it would look like one in New York. It's totally different. So I think you're definitely onto something there. That is sort of the way that they approach things, not as an individual level, but like a societal level. Like what's not going to make waves, what'll be good for everybody. Like,
well, because I want to help the game. I'm a big fan of it, but I think next the textures, man. When I first played this game, I was like, yeah, it looks fine. There is some black magic stuff with the textures in this game, because if you're looking straight ahead, everything looks fine. But the second you look down directly at those textures, it is like, oof. Like the textures are so bad once you like look down. If you're looking and fighting and stuff, it looks great. But oof, man. So yeah, pro patch or some textures, updated textures would be nice.
Pro patch would be great, especially if it included like a better. I mean, I don't want to say better enemy animations, but sometimes when there's a lot going on, the frame rate of the game doesn't slow down, but the frame rate of the enemy seems to slow down. And so if they could fix that and just kind of make the whole thing feel a little bit more fluid, then yeah, absolutely. And yeah, $20 is the magic price point on this too.
That honestly never bothers me, because it reminds me of Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. The enemies look the same when they go down, so there's like something kind of nostalgic about that. I'm not saying it's a good thing. Yeah, you're right.
It certainly doesn't sell your game when you're when you're streaming it and showing it off to people, and people go, "Ooh, this looks rough."
Yeah. He's also trying to fix. They might fix the mic, being able to hear each other in the mic, so that we can stream it together and hear each other. But yeah, just really hoping the best for them, because I really do like the game. I think it does have lots of value. If they do a $20 price drop, I'm curious to see how many cats in the chat would be interested at that game at $20 versus $30. I think $30 could definitely be considered asking a little bit too much, even though I think there's a good bit there. All right. So next, Brian, you mentioned to me this game, RU77 by Mirowin, and you had a new trailer.
Yeah.
So they're still working on Boiling Steel, right?
No.
As well, like for PSVR. No, did they ditch that for PSVR? No, we're Boiling Steel.
Exactly. I talked to them about when the award show was coming up, I was like, hey guys, we know you're working on RU77, you keep putting out like fucking gameplay after gameplay after gameplay. I was like, if you want to make one of these things exclusive to our award show, that would be amazing. And it seemed like we were going to get that, and then again we didn't. See, the award show could have been so much different, guys. But next year I'm going to start a little bit earlier and get this planning worked out. And so they and so I was like, well, you know what? I was like, honestly, like as much as RU77 looks great, you still have plans for Boiling Steel coming to PSVR, because that game looks fantastic. And they basically said, we're a really small company, and unfortunately we had to make some really difficult decisions regarding that, and that means Boiling Steel is no longer coming to PSVR, which is really sad, because that game looked fun. So yeah. But yeah, RU77, they got this new gameplay video out, and basically it's kind of like a shooting range, a shooting gallery, but it also does show off some different gameplay mechanics. Like you just saw you picked up a bat, knocked a lock off of a gate, half of the gate fell down, and I know this. I know a lot of people saying this looks really basic, but the fact is we don't have a lot of good first-person shooters on PlayStation VR, and that's something that's always mystified me. Like I thought. We've got a ton of wave shooters, but we don't have a ton of like actual first person good actual games, like with a single player campaign, and that's that's something that's an itch that this game seems to be scratching. I have no idea why. I have no idea why we don't have more of those. Like the aim controller, 2 move controllers, it all seems perfect for that kind of stuff.
I think at this point, most FPS games that people would consider like good or polished or contemporary or whatever are by AAA studios for the most part, like your Doom Eternals and games like that. Wolfenstein, Call of Duty, the main FPS games that people play.
Right, because you have a base, you have something to base it off of, right?
Really big studios and consistent like lines of software. So it's Call of Duty this or Doom that. You know what I mean? A lot of first-person shooters revolve around that sort of development cycle. And so I think it's rare to see just like an indie first-person shooter that's really, really good. So I think that's why we don't see that many in VR. Like you get, not that DWVR is a bad game, but DWVR is not Doom.
It's essentially a wave shooter. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
But you can move around freely and use the aim controller and stuff. But it's yeah.
I think when you are doing something that's been done before or a genre that's pretty much been done before, I think you have to have those higher quality things about it. Like you said, because there is something to compare and contrast to. I think you can get away with more when you are doing something new and inventive, like a Super Hot, like a Beat Saber kind of thing. Have your own twist on it. Something that not everyone has seen. I feel like you can get away with being a little smaller when it's this brand new, fresh experience,
Yeah.
um, versus just a shooter. Yeah, if you make just a shooter, it's boring because it's like just because you're shooting stuff and now it's in VR, that's not going to make it a good game. You have to get creative with it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But not being creative and not bringing something good or new to the table hasn't stopped people from bringing stuff to PSVR. So as much as we think that that's a great idea, and but it seems like that hasn't been really the developer mantra since we over the last 4 years. So I'm a little surprised. I'm actually a little surprised that there haven't been like independent like first person shooters, like smaller studio games that haven't been brought over by by even another company that says, hey, like let's work together. We can port games into PSVR. Let's bring your flat screen game into VR. We'll work together. You've already created it, and let us port it over.
Well, there's games like Void Bastards. I don't know if you've heard of that game, but everybody really likes Void Bastards. It's got like a cell shaded cartoon style that would work perfectly well in VR and probably wouldn't be too taxing. And it's like a roguelike and stuff like that. It's first person shooter. That's the kind of stuff I'd love to see ported over, like smaller, feasible things, that aren't too demanding, but are still fun games that people like.
I want a Cat in Time in VR. A Hat in Time in VR. I said
Hat in Time. Oh, A Hat in Time is great. I love that game.
Yeah, I said a cat because I got cats on the brain. Where is Tornado, by the way? Anybody seen Tornado? Run by? No, nothing.
Has she scarred you again? Are you bleeding?
No, I think she feels bad because she ran up. So I didn't tell you guys right before the show started. I was in the bathroom, give myself a quick little shave, and she ran up and went to my leg. And I was like, "What did you swipe my leg for?" And then she like looked at me from outside the bathroom, and she looked like she was like, "Meow." I was like, "What are you trying to tell me?" She's like, "Meow." And I was like, "We don't have these kind of interactions. Usually, she just jumps up in my lap. She wants to be pet, or she brings me something to throw if she wants to play fetch. But like, she doesn't just come up and swipe me and then sit there and be like, look at me." And then I didn't realize until right before the show started that like she got me really really good on the leg, and I was like bleeding pretty bad. So like I don't know. I think she might feel bad about that. I have no idea. So anyway, that's the Tornado story of the day. Right.
Excellent. Do you think we see this game in 2021?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. I think, dude. I mean, and actually, I got to say that as cool as this game looks, and especially they're showing off a lot of things that aren't just straightforward shooting. They're showing off like other gameplay elements. The fact is they've already shown too much. Like they're about to have the Ven VR syndrome, where at a certain point you've shown off too much of your game and people lose interest. Be like, I've seen the whole thing, man. It's like there's no longer going to be any surprises once I jump in there, and I'm a little concerned that they're already past that point where it's like, dude, guys, just stop. We don't need a new RU77 gameplay trailer every single week. Just go silent until it's ready and then bring it out, man. Like we can wait. We're excited. Let's do this.
Anakin says, oh shit, I lost his comment. He says, sounds like you got to make a bunch of FPS and dreams, AJ. Actually, that is my next plan, is to make an aim controller game. I want to make something really, really good. So it's going to be one that's going to take me longer than Dream Borders, because right now I can make a Dream Borders level in like 4 days, and make it pretty decent, I feel. But I want to spend a lot of time and make some really, really like immersive with some cool mechanics, unique mechanics. I want to do something special, not just kind of the first thing I can do.
Yeah, and if you want to keep an eye out for special shooters in Dreams, Wargarble, who's been around a bunch, he's a game cat, made some of my favorite Dreams creations. He's working on a shooting game in Dreams right now.
Yeah, pretty cool rail shooter.
Yeah. And I think he finally got an aim controller, or he ordered an aim controller or something like that. So it'll be optimized for aim as well. Can't wait to see that one.
Right on. All right, guys, let's move on from RU77. What is our next news story?
So that's it for the news.
Ooh, crazy.
But we had a major update that released today, and that is the Swordsman VR Klaus.
Klaus.
Yeah. There is a new boss fight event in Swordsman VR called Klaus, and you basically fight Santa Claus, but it's like
and he says ho ho ho, and he'll like one hit you. If
he does. He does one hit you. There's a significant part of this though, because this is all tied to a Christmas contest where you can win a digital edition PS5, a Respawn 100 gaming chair. I can never remember that. Or gift cards to a thing of your choice. Basically, and I streamed this earlier. I managed to beat him.
I'm using your stream, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Who knew you had to kill Santa Claus to get the best presents? He's holding those ones for himself. Until you kill him, you're not going to get that gaming chair. Sorry, bud.
He kicked my ass so many times. Oh my God, he wrecks you. Yeah, because he's one hit and he kills you. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of this update?
I thought the one hit thing was because I kind of goofed on this one and I forgot to upload my save data from PS4 to the cloud and then re-download it to PS5. So when I went to play it, I was starting clean. But there is a holiday update that gives you some free points and some free skill points and money to use and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll be fine. And then I bought a few things, leveled up a little bit, went to fight Santa Claus, got absolutely wrecked, completely fucking wrecked. And I was like, oh, maybe it's because I don't have my, upgrades and my armor and my weapons and stuff. But it sounds like even with all that, he's pretty goddamn treacherous. I mean, he is Santa Claus, the one and only. And
he's like the Dark Souls of Santa Clauses.
There you go. Yeah. But I really liked the lobby too. They redid it with all these kind of Christmas ornaments and presents and lights and stuff everywhere. And it doesn't really fit the theme, but I like it. Anyways, it's not very medieval of them to have Christmas lights everywhere. But it's a nice little update. I like the way they did the lobby.
Dave, did you grab the presents with your telekinesis powers?
You can do that?
You can, and then you're rewarded with, I believe, skill points and gold, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I will try that.
Yep. And so yeah, so not only is it it feels like a full Christmas update because of that kind of stuff, but when I got into the Claus fight itself, as cool as it is to have a new boss character to fight with a new weapon to gain from beating him, my favorite part of this had nothing to do with either of those things. My favorite part was that edges of the arena start falling off as the more you play, and so the arena starts shrinking, and it has this oh god, what am I trying to think of? Obviously the fuck, it was so dumb. It wasn't even a good comparison.
This way sometimes,
like a battle royale kind of feeling, where it was like you eventually you're forced to get closer and closer and closer to all your opponents, which obviously a much smaller scale. Like, of course that's ridiculous, but yeah, these just parts of the iceberg or whatever it is that you're standing on top of just fall away, and I was like, that's my favorite part of this whole update. Just giving you, because I one of my big complaints about the what's that?
I didn't get that far. He killed me way too quickly for that.
One of my big complaints about the game was that all the arenas feel exactly the same. It's just like, aesthetically different, but you're still fighting in a rectangle or a square or whatever. And so this actually added something like that I was like, oh man, this is like one of my few complaints that was addressed unexpectedly, and I'm very happy about that.
Well, and I like too that there's a new category for event. So Klaus is one thing, right? We got Klaus. We can fight him, but that makes me think that there will be others. This isn't the only one we're going to see. So I don't know if it'll be holiday based or just whenever he comes up with something, the January event is this, the February event is this, that sort of thing. Maybe you have to kill, who's the guy who shoots the arrows? Cupid in February. Let's kill Cupid. That'd be fun. Block the arrows, stab a little baby in the face.
Exactly.
No more love for anybody. I don't know. that sort
I
of thing.
love what he's done with this game. I'm so glad to see that it's as successful as it is. And yeah, this update is so awesome. I mean, you've got the, like you said, the lobby. You've got the gifts all around the lobby room that you can grab. There's so much love and care put into this. There it gets a little. There was like some little physics thing, but it wasn't like all the time. It just messes up occasionally. But he always gets that patch like really quick.
Yeah,
So
I just saw your sword doing
um,
some crazy acrobatics there.
yeah, you'll definitely see it a couple times in my gameplay there. But funny enough, so when you beat him, so Klaus has a special attack, and he uses this sword that is like made from Blitzen or something, and um, yeah, he does this attack where like a red circle goes around him, and it's like an area attack, area of effect, and like icicles and stuff like stick up out of the ground and stuff. When you get this sword after you beat him, you get that attack now, and you hold the button and you see the circle around you, and you let it go, and it freezes enemies. And then like they're like frozen for a couple seconds, and you just like stab the hell out of them. So another like again another cool way to have that loot, that special kind of loot that not only looks awesome, but it has like special abilities and stuff that makes it really unique. That's the stuff we love to see, man.
Yeah, yeah. As far as bringing future updates to this thing, he had just brought us the horde mode with all the zombies. He's talking about like not more horde modes with like with a pirate ship and pirates or whatever. And the possibilities for that kind of stuff is endless. And so yeah, no, this is great, man. I don't think I've ever seen a developer update quite as frequently and quite as especially with the level of quality and diversity that this game's been offering. So
Yeah, I mean it's almost like a battle royale or something. Like Pop One. I mean, you mentioned battle royales before, but like the way Population One does like a winter level because it's holidays time, and you have
Right.
certain skins that are just for this, and you can only get them during this window of time. I feel almost like it's like a living game like that, where there will continue to be reasons to come back to it because he's like focused on continuing to expand and add new stuff here and there. And whether it's limited time or major additions to the game, I think keep an eye on it because there will be more.
yeah. I do think when this game first came out, I think I gave it a 7, and it didn't even have all this stuff. Also, I thought it was like slightly overpriced at $20 for the content that you got, and I think it has grown into that price point. And I think it's well worth the $20 price point now, and especially as AJ said, there's a contest tied to all of this clause stuff where you can actually win a PlayStation 5, you can win the gaming chair, win some gift cards, and
I mean, sorry.
well, we're actually going to be part of that. We're going to be like, doing a live stream, I believe, announcing the winners. So like, so go play the game, do your thing, and stay tuned over here. I'm working with Alec behind the scenes, trying to figure out how to do all this.
What I was going to say was you have such a higher chance to win a PS5 and these other prizes doing this than like any other contest you'll see, because there's not going to be as many people that have to have the game, go in there, beat the boss, and enter the drawing. There's going to be a lot of people entering it, obviously, but not nearly as much as, hey, retweet this on Twitter
Right.
and you get in.
Although our contest only got about 1,000 retweets total, so so I'm curious to know how many people are going to be doing this contest. So it'll be
Right. Not 1,000.
You don't
Not
think it's going to be
1,000.
1,000?
No, if you only got 1,000 things on Twitter of people that just have to go boop boop and retweet it, no,
Yeah.
there might be like 100 people or something. Your odds are so much better, is what I'm trying to say here.
Also, since we're on topic, I do want to give a shout out to Rob Cordery, who finally got the PlayStation 5 that I shipped out to him like 2 weeks ago. He actually doesn't live all that far. I'm in Massachusetts. He's in New Jersey. And so I was like, oh, he's going to get this in a couple of days. I actually shipped it out on a Friday. In the post office, like, oh, he'll get it Monday. And I was like, oh, cool, he'll get it Monday. Monday came and went. The whole week came and went. The following Monday came and went. And then he just got it like yesterday, the day before, or something like that. So happy that he got it before Christmas. Very, very happy. Congratulations again for winning that.
Yeah, the postal service has been jacked up lately. My mom kept being like, "Oh, there's a package for you. It should have been there 3 days ago. Is it there yet?" I'm like, "Nope." She texts me every day. Is the package there? Is the package there?
Twitcher, the single player game cat says there's like 25 entries so far.
Oh wow,
That's
That
it.
is a lot of. That is some good chance. Go buy Swordsman, dude. You spend way less than that stupid Burger King contest that that Burger King did. You don't have to eat really bad food. You get to go play a fun game. $20. You have a full length game. You get to enter this contest. Go buy Swordsman right now.
there will be people
Do
who
it.
buy this just.
I would absolutely. I spent
Yeah.
more than $20 on Burger King, and that was like way more people than this will be.
The amount that you shit on Whoppers is just ridiculous. Well, I think
I really
Whoppers
meant
are
Whoppers.
pretty damn good, man. I like Whoppers.
They just put too much. They put too much mayonnaise on their Whoppers.
There's
Disgusting.
never too much mayonnaise. That's
Oh,
not a thing.
you are a
Always too much
disgusting person to me now. You just became gross. I like mayonnaise, okay, but too much mayonnaise is the worst fucking
Right.
thing in the
Thank
world.
you, Dave.
I mean,
It's like
Thank you.
But I've never had
it's
something with too
every
much.
time
I guess
I can't-
Yeah.
you've never had too much. Every fast food place almost puts too much. It's like
Way too much mayonnaise.
Like I would prefer if my Burger King put more mayonnaise on because it's like the smallest amount. Like I was like, oh, this would be way better with more mayo.
I hate to say it like this, but like what I want is like one packet of mayonnaise, like squished on and then spread around, like just to lighten it up a little bit of flavor, a little bit of something. But it's like it's a bukkake of mayo every time you get a fucking fast food.
Now you're turning me on, Dave. Hey, turn me on. I need some Whoppers right now, baby. I need some Whoppers right now. Shout out to Arlen Teodori, my old friend that used to work at Bocado. He's actually my young friend. I don't know. He's got to be old by now, man. We worked together for like a decade. He's probably young when I started, and now he's an old man like me. Thank you so much, man. He was an expediter at the restaurant I worked at when I was waiting tables. Hopefully you're doing well, bud. Hopefully you're doing well. Man, I've really got to fix that font in the chat.
Steve Irie says this is like the conversation in Pulp Fiction about mayonnaise and burgers.
a Royale with cheese.
Thank you. It's that bearded game cat Sage. He said, I'm with Brian on this. I love mayo. And I know that you guys like mayo too. You just think there's too much on it. But like honestly, it's like, you know, if I squeeze the burger down and some comes out the side, I'm like, I'm totally cool with that. I'm like, okay, that means there's enough mayo on there.
My burger needs to be like maybe under 5% mayonnaise. Like
Mako XL. He says, why would you put mayonnaise on a hamburger in the first place?
well, Mako's
If
Canadian.
it's a really good hamburger, you don't need anything on it. It's just you can put a slice of cheese and you're good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
You put ketchup on your steak too?
no, but I am a ketchup guy though. Like I mean, ketchup. I put ketchup on. I'll put ketchup
I
on
like
hot
ketchup and
dogs.
mustard.
Well, would
I
you
like
put,
to mix ketchup
put
and mustard
mayo on steak?
fries.
But I put
Would you
what?
put mayo on steak?
Dude,
Mayo
I
on
would,
steak.
I would come to your house and tear you in half. Like,
I mean, let me-
No, I mean,
if you put mayonnaise on a steak,
I'm trying to think.
I would find you.
trying to think
and I will
like
kill you.
you really don't need anything on a steak as long as it's prepared well. But like but you know what? But most places don't
Seasoning.
prepare steak all that well. You know, it's like
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the only times I eat steak are like if I'm on some business trip and they take us to some fancy ass restaurant where I'm not paying and I can get like a good one. Because like most steak that I've had is so chewy and tough, and it's just like a pain in the ass to eat the fucking thing. But when you get it rare and it's like well prepared and it's like just right, oh, I love steak. But it's like few and far between that I'm in a situation where I can do that. Ketchup on Amy's frozen burritos. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever read in my life.
On any burrito, I can't see ketchup being. I love
God
ketchup
damn.
too. I don't see that happening on a burrito. Yeah.
That is unsettling to me.
Well, guys, it is time.
Oh.
We have this massive sale on PSN.
Oh man.
I know it seems like time's flying, doesn't it?
Yeah, I got just 5 or 10 minutes left. So I'll hang out for the beginning of the sale thing, but then I go
Well-
down and get ready for my family call.
It always seems like time's flying until we hit the sale, and then it's like time stands
Slows
still
the crawl. Yeah.
for like the next 4 years.
Somehow there's 3 hours more in
I'm-
the episode than we realized there were going to be. And yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a break at some point during this and stand up and stretch. And
We
let
need
Brian
to
talk to you.
we need to do it kind of fast. Like the fact is the fact is I did this on my own with the breaking news report, and it took 25 minutes to say a quick 2 or 3 sentences about each one. And so for the three of
It's
us,
a long one. Yeah.
the three of us, we don't need to spend 2 hours on this.
It's
What
going to
up,
be mostly two
Seymour?
of us. It's going to be mostly two of us because I do have to leave soon. I want to
Okay.
say in the chat, Anakin says ketchup mixed with mayo equals ghetto Thousand Island dressing.
It's not
I
bad.
have a friend who called this fancy sauce. My Puerto Rican friend,
sauce, yeah.
he called it fancy sauce, and I was like, "What's fancy sauce?" He's like, "Oh, it's just mayo and ketchup together," which actually is quite a fancy sauce. Like, pretty good if you haven't tried it.
Yeah, I think you can mix mayo with a ton of things. And actually, the restaurant that Arlen and I both worked at, we certainly mixed mayo with a lot of things for some of our tapas. And like he was like, oh, like one of the favorite sauces was this thing that came with this little dish called, they were ham and cheese fritters. And everyone was like, what's in this sauce? This sauce is amazing. And it was literally like ketchup, mustard, and mayo. And everyone's like, this is so good. I'm like, you can mix mayo with anything, and everyone fucking loves it, man.
So Seymour Gamecat says just yes or no, no deep dives. I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Yep. We've explained these ad nauseum. So maybe if there's like a heated debate about something, maybe we'll just keep it kind of brief and just say our piece. But all right, so we'll just do the game, and then we'll go up, like thumbs up, thumbs down. That's basically how it works. I'm gonna do this. Okay, so A Fisherman's Tale for $7.49.
Sideways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sideways.
Good. All right.
Sideways. It's okay. Ace Combat 7 for $19.79.
Thumbs up. You got a HOTUS?
Thumbs up.
You got a HOTUS, you better buy that thing.
Let me give a thumbs up. Apex Construct for $4.99.
I mean, yeah.
That's
I don't
like
even
for $5, yeah.
One thumb.
Yeah.
The price
$5.
alone sells that one. Yeah. We're beating my video. This is great. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Arca's Path VR for $5.99.
Not even for free. Fuck that game.
Bad.
Probably the worst game Rebellion has ever made.
Yep. Arizona Sunshine for $7.99.
Anytime it's less than $12, we say yes.
All the DLC there too. Pick up the DLC if you're gonna grab it.
DLC is actually not very much discounted, so it's like you can totally hold off on that.
Bartender VR Simulator.
Down, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Bad.
Terrible. Not for any price.
Battlewake for $7.49.
Battlewake for $7.49. I'm gonna thumbs up.
Yeah.
You can play with your friends if a few friends pick it up. It's kind of fun for a while in multiplayer, like co-op. It's cool.
It's not a deep game. Battlezone Gold Edition for $3.49.
This is a huge thumbs up if you're not playing on PS5. We've had issues with people playing it on PS5. I think we talked about already in the show. Otherwise, PS4, get it.
And hopefully we'll get a patch or something to kind of like smooth that out. Okay.
Bloody Zombies for $5.24. If you have PS Plus, it's $3.74 though.
For $3.74, I'm giving it a thumbs up because there's no other side-scrolling beat 'em ups. It's actually a fun game. Yes, I'm going to say yes, even though it's like, but for $3.74, yes.
Concrete Genie for $14.99.
Not for VR.
It's not enough. Yeah, just for VR. No, it's not enough. Creed Rise to Glory for $14.99.
Yeah, I mean, if you like that kind of thing, I don't know. It's good. It's decent.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's quality enough. But,
I think it's quality, but if the price was under 10, it would this medium would go to a yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, like kind of a medium. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like Knockout League a lot. I like Knockout League a lot more, actually.
So Andrew C says, wait, there's a bartender simulator? I can pretend to be Tom Cruise in VR? So
no,
Andrew,
the physics are terrible. The physics are terrible.
But you can always pretend to be Tom Cruise in VR. Just do it.
If it was actually...
Just go in there thinking, I'm Tom Cruise. Go into Rage Room. That's probably where he'd spend most of his time, Rage Room. I feel like Tom Cruise.
If it was a good bartender simulator, I would say, yeah, why not? But man, it is not good. It is broken, half broken.
Demo Reborn for $23.99.
Hands down, absolutely. One of my favorite games of the year. Yep.
It's one of those ones where if you're into it, you're into it. If you're not into it, you're not.
You're not.
So
right.
it's sort of
I agree.
But I'm into it, which is like it's 2 thumbs up.
It's a strong 2 for me. It's a great game. I haven't finished it yet though because I'm not that into it.
We're still beating my video. Keep it going.
Detached for $7.49.
Yes.
This is a huge thumbs up for me. One of the best experiences you can have in VR.
Yeah, as far as gameplay goes, it's like it has some issues, but for $7, absolutely for that price.
Yeah, the experience of being in a spacesuit, absolutely. Get detached. Disaster Report 4, Summer Memories for $35.99. No.
Nope. Barely has any VR content, and the VR content isn't even that good.
Doctor Who, The Edge of Time for $12.49. I'm not a fan.
Middle of the road. I like the scary parts a lot.
Of course you did.
Of course.
Don't Knock Twice for $7.99. I'm going to go middle of the road here. It's too buggy.
I'm going to say yes, but only because the price kind of negates the bugs. I'm like, for that price, you can put up with some fucking bugs.
Electronauts for $4.99.
Yeah.
Gonna have to give this a yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great at parties. Throw your friends in there. Great time.
Esper for $2.69.
Middle of the road.
Esper, you said?
Yeah. It's
right.
cheap. It's cheap enough, so if you need that kind of puzzle game, why not? But yes or no, it doesn't matter either way, to be honest. It's cheap.
So this one's actually Aspire 1 VR Operative for $11.99. I know what you guys are probably going to say. I'm a huge yes on this. Trust me, I've gotten so many compliments saying I'm glad I didn't listen to those other two guys and got it anyways because, yes, $11.99.
That's just a statement.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a great guy.
Honestly,
I love you.
I think the challenges in this game are actually pretty damn cool, but the campaign is garbage.
So
and so fuck the
but
campaign, thumbs down.
they added so much to the challenges.
I don't
They
care.
added so many challenges.
I don't want
There's
challenges.
An entire
I want a
game's worth of
campaign.
Challenges.
Yeah. Fix the audio, guys. Fix the audio.
They did fix the audio.
Nope, they have not. There's no 3D audio.
I like
all you hear is a volume
audio.
difference if the guy's close to you. It's not even stereo.
I should have made a pizza bet.
You like the audio? It's not even stereo. You don't know if the guy's coming from the left or the right. It's a fucking stealth game.
I can tell. I should have
made a pizza bet about whether or not we could stick to the thumbs up, thumbs down, middle of the road.
Yeah,
thing.
for real.
All
right.
I knew it.
Well,
I knew there was gonna be some
this was a debate one. You know, we can debate every so often. Let's move on. Then.
Well, I got 3 minutes left.
All right.
All right. Everybody's Golf VR for $9.89 studios. Big
100%.
Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted bundle for $17.49.
Yes.
Not for any price.
Yep. Yep.
Football Nation VR Tournament 2018 for $6.99.
I don't like controlling my feet with move controllers. There's nothing natural about that.
Yeah, moving your feet with your hands is not how.
Ghost Giant for $12.49.
Yes.
Great game. Good Dog, Bad Dog for $4.99. No, Todd the Fothermucking Game Gat was in here saying, I got this for my daughter and it's terrible.
Oh, poor Princess Tegan. Oh, I'm so sorry.
So we tried to warn you. Daddy didn't listen.
Shout out to Dark Slade's Diaries with a $5 donation saying $5 for 3 guys who look like they're trying to hitchhike over the net.
Dark Slade.
Thank you so much.
I think I have the hitchhiker's thumb. Do you guys have the hitchhiker's thumb that like curves out like that?
Yeah, I'm double jointed. That's why.
I am also. I can do this weird thing with my thumb where it like goes behind the rest of my hand and like.
Let's see. Oh, Gun Club VR for $7.49. If you have PS Plus, $6.24.
Absolutely.
That's a hell. Yes, Gun Club is awesome.
I love Gun Club.
Guns and Stories Bulletproof VR for $9.99. No, it was like $2.
Yeah,
this actually, but no.
Nah.
I Expect You to Die for $9.99. Big thumbs up.
Great game.
Yes. Hopefully, all you cats out there are taking notes. Seeing which ones we're all doing thumbs up on. Infinite Mini Golf for $5.99.
Yeah,
I'm like a middle of the road on this one.
I'm like just higher than middle of the road. It's like all right.
I can't believe you could recommend this over Aspire 1. You guys are crazy.
Sucks.
Job Simulator for $14.99.
It needs to be a bigger sale.
If you've never played it before, it's worth $15.
Yeah, if you've never played it, absolutely.
If you just got a headset this holiday season, like tomorrow, you get a PSVR.
We should also note that
it's like
we should note that it launched at $30. The price dropped to $20, and now it's on sale for $15. So it's actually half price from the launch price, but it's only $5 off from the current price.
Gotcha. Still not that price.
Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes for $6.74.
Yes, absolutely.
The
game is so much fun.
Have you never played it before, AJ?
No.
Oh, it's super cool.
It's very cool.
If you have a friend over,
not single player. If you need friends, you need
there
friends.
is no single player. Yeah, there's
Right, you
not
need
even
you need people in the room with you, or at least that willing to talk over the phone. Craziness, yeah.
Killing Floor Incursion for $7.99.
100%.
thumbs up on that. Yeah, totally. You can cut a guy's arm off and then like use it as
Beat
a
'em
weapon.
with it. Right.
Yeah, it's great.
LA Noir, the VR case files for $14.99.
It's a good price. The game's got issues, but it's a good game.
It's an empty open world, but it is kind of the open world in VR you can get driving around. It's kind of cool. Yeah,
Driving is fun. Loading Human Chapter 1 for $4.49. I still can't buy this.
I've never bought it. I always say I'm going to buy it.
I know, me too, but I can never convince myself to buy it.
Here's the thing. This game is good, but you got to know that it's like a slow pace. There's no action. It's very much like just, what am I supposed to do now? You walk around just aimlessly. So it is very like old school, like graphic adventure kind of thing. So it is. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a but yeah, if you you know.
Before I go,
yeah.
I want to grab this snacks, please. That's how we're saying his name.
Snacks, please.
Ho ho ho, Game Cats! Thanks for all the good times this year, dudes. Get yourself some holiday snacks for me on sale now. Pizza, thumbs up, Christmas tree.
Wow, $25 donation, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Generosity is awesome.
K-Panic and the Game Cat goes to, very timely name change. I like that one.
For the award show. Very nice.
Perhaps new rating needs to be whether it's worth the limited storage on PS5.
That's an excellent point. Yeah, I've got like 7 games on my console, and that's about all I can do at any time.
And I would love to read these other 2 tips, but I really actually do have to go hang out with my family for some holiday stuff. Open up all these little bad boys here. And yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas, Dave.
Ho, ho,
even
ho.
if you're ho, ho, ho. It's me, the Santa of whatever. Anyways,
you do look pretty Santa-like tonight. That's or
yeah,
Jesus like one or the other. Yeah.
As soon as I start going a little gray, I've got this on lock. I mean, I could be a mall Santa in like 2 minutes. I'm sure I'll be fat by then, anyways. So, but yeah, thank you guys for hanging out on a holiday with us, and thank you AJ and Brian for doing this. I'm sure a lot of people out there who, don't get to hang out with family this year or whatever. Kind of, this is a fun little celebration for us. So, yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. Happy whatever you're celebrating. If you don't celebrate anything, I hope you got good presents anyways, because you should still get presents because you deserve them. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. I will catch you later on. Should I leave my camera on or to not fuck up the thing?
If you can, yeah. But
I can't. Well, I can't. No, I have to use.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
dude.
well, see you guys later. Peace.
Later. So now that he's screwed up the layout, I need to figure out how to fix the layout.
Fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it.
There we go. I think I got one with just our
while you're
names
doing
on
that, while you're fixing that, let me get to these other tips. That was K-Panic. The Game Cat in the chat with the £5 donation says, do you know the McAllisters are going to France? Do you know if it's cold there? Do these vans get good mileage? It's got to be a Home Alone joke.
I mean, obviously right? McAllisters, right? Did they go to France in the
did
second
go to
movie?
France, I think in the
or the
second
first movie?
one,
yeah. All right, I don't remember.
Maybe it was the first one.
There was a third one, wasn't it, with a different kid, like maybe a different family altogether?
There was no third one.
There was a third Home Alone movie.
There was no third
I'll
one.
bet you a pizza. There was a third Home Alone movie.
There was no third one, Brian.
Pizza
there
bet.
was no third one.
Pizza.
No, I'm not gonna bet money because I know there is, but
well, okay, fine, be that way. Pizza. It's not money. It's pizza. Pizza and you buy pizza with magic, AJ. It's not actual money.
Also, Scott just PSN Harry Phillip, the PSVR game life says been wrapping gifts and while watching my VR family. Merry Christmas, Brian, Dave, AJ, and all the Game Cats.
He hasn't been wrapping gifts the way I made it sound like he was wrapping gifts.
I know. I was like wrapping gifts. Yeah, we're gonna put something in your stocking. X Pacer X with the $20 donation says Merry Christmas.
That might have been the funniest fucking thing you've ever done on a GAMESCAST ever. Oh my god, I hurt. I've got tears coming out of my eyes. I can't believe Dave missed that. I'm literally crying right now. Oh my god.
We also got Wolfie Smith, the Game Cub, with dude Red Panda. What is up, man? With the £5 donation, says Merry Xmas, Brian, AJ, and all the Game Cats. You want to talk about in depth, man? Wolfie is crazy. If you need any tips, ask that guy right there. He will tell you what you need in that.
I'm sorry, you said X Pacer X, right? With the $20 donation. Merry Christmas, guys. Yes, okay. I was laughing so hard I didn't know like what happened during that whole area. Thank you very much, X Pacer. Thank you very much, Wolfie. Thank you, everybody. Okay.
Oh man. All right, breathe. All right. So thank you, Red Panda.
Matthew Gleason says, I saw Home Alone 3 and it killed the series for me. I mean, Home Alone 2 didn't already kind of take care of that for you?
The first two was okay,
really? 2 was okay? I remember 2 being terrible, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe too old. Yeah, maybe way too old for that movie at that point. Yeah.
All right. So next we've got Mega Dimension Neptunia Vir 1349. No.
Oh, I didn't put this in the sale video because like it doesn't have any actual VR content. It's dressing room mode only. Screw it.
Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams with PS Plus. It's $12.49. Still no.
None of these games anymore.
Your rapper review was pretty spot on.
Thank you.
Mini Motor Racing X for $7.49 with PS Plus $6.24. $6.20. That is hard. I have serious issues with this game, but $6.24, you can get a lot of fun out of this.
Yeah, I mean it's online multiplayer. You can play first person, third person. Like I was saying in my mini review, RC Pro Am style, it's really intense in first person. Everything moves so fast, like boom, 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 like almost unrealistically fast. I love it. And okay, wait. We need to take a second here.
That's all you, man.
So absolutely ridiculous tip just came in, and it was Gamer Chick 13, the Diet Pepsi Cat. $100 donation. Bless us, everyone. Appreciate you all for getting us through this pandemic. I want to say I appreciate the generosity, but I think you've totally taken things too far. Like you guys, it's a really nice comment, and I totally am thankful that you guys are here with us, and hopefully we make your day a little bit better. But honestly, like you guys are helping us through the pandemic too. I don't leave my apartment for sometimes weeks at a time. And when I get into a live stream like this, or I play a game and I can hear all your comments in my headset, and I know that everybody's there rallying with me, hoping that I kill the boss in depth. Like that makes me feel like I'm not stuck in this apartment by myself. Well, tornadoes here, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so the love goes right back to you guys, and I hope you all understand that it's 100% a give and take relationship here.
Thank you so much, Gamer Chick. I love you. And Saints Sinners, we all know is the best game that came out this year.
Wait, what? No, the best game that came out this year. No, absolutely agree. Right. Yeah.
And it's of all time on PSVR. Yeah.
Second best of all time.
Yeah.
Second best.
We well, at least look. Best game this year, hands down.
Best game this year. No, absolutely. One of the things is after the award show, we didn't really talk about our votes. And it was funny because AJ and I were on the phone, of course, and I was talking about these old Electronic Gaming Monthlies I was reading where they do the end of the year, polls. And they say, this is what you guys voted for, and they award the game. And then they said, but this is what we voted for, and they award like the Editor's Choice Award. And I think next year I want to do something a little bit more similar to that on our wrap-up show, where we say, this is what you guys voted for, here you go, and then this is what we voted for. Because, our voices are important to the channel, but your voices are important to the awards. And so, like, I love the contrast of, like, this is what the community thought, but this is what we thought. Not that one's more right than the other, but yeah, it's like, I want to introduce that next year. We didn't get, I'm sorry, K-Panic, the game... K-Panic in the Game Cat goes to $2 donation saying AJ the headbanging rapper. The headbanging rapper.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm a mosh pit kind of guy.
Okay. Right on. I was a mosh pit kind of guy when I was younger.
I pick people up. I don't throw elbows, and I'm very safe. Practice safe moshing, but have a lot of fun and go crazy. No, but Merry Christmas to you guys, Gamer Chick 13 and K Panic. Merry Christmas to you, everybody watching. Thank you so much, man. We really Love you guys so much, man. And it is a privilege every single day to be able to get up and do this. Like, no joke. This all started as a passion project, but now it's like my addiction. And you guys help me, you help Brian, you help Dave, all of us as much as we hopefully can help you. We can give back in any way we can. And yeah, you guys are my best friends all day, every day. So, Mini Motor Racing X 624, absolute yes. Even if you don't play the whole thing, play some bumper ball, play some of the racing till you get bored of grinding at the same levels 1,000 times. And then, but yeah, you'll get your money's worth out of it. No Man's Sky for $29.99. I'm gonna say no only because you can get this game digital anywhere. I mean, physical copy of this anywhere else, usually really cheap. Yeah. If you only have a digital console or something, sure, why not? But yeah, only because you can get this game dirt cheap, physical.
I threw in the blurriness comment in my in my mini review, but it's honestly it's totally playable. It's totally playable. So you can deal with blurriness. Oh, absolutely. It's
playable and enjoyable. Yeah. Yep. It just sucks that when you get to that fine detail that you lose that. Like, the whole purpose of it being detailed is that you look at it and go, ah. Right. But then when it's blurry, it's like, but the gameplay, everything's all still there and super fun. Operencia, The Stolen Sun for $14.99. I played this. If you want to go take a look at this, I streamed this yesterday as part of my stream. Nice. And showed what this game is like. Unless this game is just absolutely not for you, like classic dungeon crawling RPG kind of stuff, this game, you have to buy this game. Like, this game is so good. And it's not a physical game. You can play it with you have to play it with the DualShock. It is gonna beat the crap out of your brain though, because you're constantly having to think and make strategies and stuff like that. But man, can still, without being like physically demanding, super intense, super fun. I freaking love this. Is one of my favorite games of the year. This might be like a personal, like, top 25, top 30 game for me.
Yeah, I'm going to be the guy that this game just isn't for. Even back when, grid-based dungeon crawlers were popular, I wasn't really into them. And for a lot of the reasons that I'm not a big fan of this game. On the flat screen, I think it's better than in VR, but it's I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I felt like I was just kind of pushing forward to push forward. And so, again, like AJ said, if you're a fan of these kind of games, then I think you're going to like it. But for me, it's like a
30-hour long, 30-hour long game. Everybody that wants a full-length game, it's a 30-hour game.
I want a full-length game, but I don't want it to be designed like this. Again, personal opinion. I totally am very happy that you are here standing up for this game, because it's a much different opinion than mine, and that is important.
I'm very upset that this game didn't get more love this year. I think it got robbed.
We're going to take a quick detour and say hello to Seymour GameCats with a $5 donation, saying, hope to find myself in a mosh pit with AJ someday. Merry Christmas, GameCats. That'd be pretty cool. I've only met AJ once in real life. It's like, I want to be in a mosh pit with you too. Thank you for the donation. Wonder Rob with another $5 saying, I want to tell you, GameCats, I love you. Happy Christmas. I'm so glad we found each other. So happy you're all in my life. Me too. Very much so, man. Thank you. Wonder Rob's so emotional. I love it because I'm super emotional too, almost inappropriately so. Delirium Drew VR with a $15 donation. What's up?
I get emotional at the weirdest things. Like, I get emotional of stuff that's like badass or beautiful or stuff like that. I never get like emotional. Like, I don't get like sad. You know what I mean? Like, I like sad cry. Like, I like happy cry,
dude.
Stuff like that.
I've cried during, I don't even want to tell you how many episodes of iCarly. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, those shows are not that sad. Like, I mean, like, they're mostly slapstick funny, and then like with occasional emotional moment. And like, man, the second it gets anywhere near emotional, I'm like, so Delirium Drew with the $15 donation saying Home Alone 4. Okay, now you could have bet me a pizza. I would have said I don't think there's a Home Alone 4. 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. Merry Catmas, GameCats and Dogs. And any other game identifying without parole fans. 2020 sucked, but this community was a huge deal, helping get through the year.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Drew. I think you said it perfectly.
On 4?
Yeah, right. Fucking.
I didn't even know
is it the same kid from Home Alone 3? I'm like, this.
So terrible.
Is it a new family and another new kid? What the hell? Kate Panic and the Game Cat goes to with another donation, $10 this time, saying No Man's needs the Squadron's dynamic res update. Hell yeah! Also making up for my crappy $2 super that followed a Benjamin. Oh, you give a $2 donation after Tiffany gave the 100, and now he feels bad. It's like, no guys, no, we don't care. We're so happy that you're here. Thank you for donating, but thank you even more than that for just being here and hanging out with us. Wow, that was a slew of donations, man. Thank you very much. It's, loving the Christmas generosity, but man, like I said, it warms my heart that you're all here, and I hope that you're all I hope that you all do have family stuff happening tomorrow, or even today if you're in Europe. So,
and if you don't, you're kicking it with me because I'm gonna be streaming.
AJ streaming 24-hour Dread Hall
I
stream.
am one of you out there that doesn't have anything going on tomorrow. So yeah, we're spending Christmas together.
24-hour Dread Hall stream, I hear.
No,
That's not happening.
Borderlands.
You're not going to start as soon as this is over and go to tomorrow night.
Borderlands Christmas DLC maybe. I think I'll probably just do like a Christmas mashup stream and do like Borderlands, do Super Hot, maybe some more Swordsman, kill Klaus again, use my new weapon, go through some.
They call him Klaus.
Snowy.
Oh man.
Well, that's what Dave said, and now it makes me think it is supposed to be Klaus, but I think it's Klaus. I mean,
we're going with Klaus, that's for sure.
Yeah,
we gotta fucking kill that Santa. Bash
but
that bitch
Klaus
over the head.
does seem like he might be right, actually. But I thought Klaus was with a K, but I don't know. All right, so next up we have where were we?
We were at Operencia, I think, and now we're on
Operencia. Out of ammo for $5.09.
No, unfortunately not. What a good premise. It just didn't work out.
Pistol Whip for $16.24. Absolutely. 2089 update incoming very soon. Free action movie pack thing. Pistol Whip is just awesome. $16 for this game? Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
And it just came out pretty recently too. It's like, usually you have to wait months and months and months and months for this shit to go on sale, and this was only a few months ago. So, pretty good stuff.
Sandy Claus. Oh man. Pixel Ripped 1989 for $7.49.
Yeah.
I love this game. I'm gonna say yes.
100%.
Pixel Ripped 1995 for $13.99. I think I'd like to be more around the 10. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that I don't love it. It's just
I like Pixel Ripped, but it's not as 95, but it's not as good as 89. I think we both agree on that.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's more polished, but it's not like as good and creative and stuff. Psychonauts in the Rhombus of the Ruin for $7.99. I know some people like this. I'm not a fan of it.
I do like it.
Geox is the only other person that I know said it's good.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because I like the humor. I love Tim Schafer and yeah, why not? Absolutely. It's a much better price than $20. It's pretty short.
Lethal Weasel says my legs hurt just hearing the words Pistol Whip. Dude, that game is definitely, when you play that game on hard, oh my god, it is such a workout on hard. Play it on normal, it's like kind of at first, but then it gets pretty easy. But man, it is just brutal on hard. Raw Data for $9.99. Servio's first big title on the platform. I'm gonna give this a big yes.
Yeah.
Little slow at first, but once you get either dual pistols or dual sabers, this game opens up and is really badass.
Yeah, 100%. There's so much variety in not only the levels, but also the characters who have all different weapons from each other. 100%. It's for $10, man. You're gonna get a ton of game out of this for $10.
I love getting the dual pistols are definitely my favorite in that because you're just like and then you like put your arms down like old light gun shooters where you shoot away from the screen or something. Mm-hmm. But this you bring your arms down, you bring them back up, and you shoot. Oh, I love that mechanic so much fun. Mako XL real quick with the 2 Canadian donations says, "What are you guys playing tonight?"
Probably In Death. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do Swords. I'm gonna do a run of Swords of Gargantua as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah, I think I'm probably down for some Swords of Gargantua.
Yeah.
Um,
And then maybe
I
in
might,
death, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, I might stream something else in the Discord later. We'll see. Um, all right. Moving on. Resident Evil 7 for $9.99. Yes.
Best game on PSVR, no question about it. I even said to
One of those.
hold. The only reason you might want to hold off is because the gold edition with all the DLC goes on sale for $20 sometimes. But then somebody said, you know what? All the DLC goes on sale for $10 sometimes. So just grab this now and wait for the DLC to go on sale. And I 100% agree with that sentiment. $10, man. Best $10 you'll ever spend in your entire life.
Res Infinite for $14.99. This is a tough one.
So here's, you know what? I didn't even mention this in my mini review, but I hate the move controllers in this game. They don't feel like they're just ear aiming. You know, they're not one-to-one going boom, 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 boom. It feels like you have to like gesture with the move controllers. And so the DualShock, the DualShock 4 works way better because then I think it's all head tracking and and then it's one-to-one. It works so much better. If they updated the move tracking on this game, I would love it so much more. But yeah, that's what it's going for me.
Yeah, I've never used it. I definitely cool enhanced games kind of stuff. Like if you like Tetris Effect,
Yeah.
Robinson the Journey for $11.99. No.
Yes.
If you have a PS5,
Unless you're
definitely no.
playing on PS5. But Robinson the
But
Journey.
still, no. If you have a PS4 Pro, no.
Yes.
I know there's lots of people. You got lots of people that back you up on this. I don't care. I will gladly be the outlier.
Right.
Rush VR for $7.49. Hell yes,
Yeah.
absolutely love this game. Snowy mountains to go down, so it can get kind of in the Christmas feeling. But yeah, just an amazing game for $7.49. Cannot say enough good things about this. I love Rush. Shadow Legend VR for $14.99. Winner of 2 PSVR Without Parole 2020 award shows.
Yeah.
Awards.
I think this is the first time it's been on sale. Is that right?
I think the length of this game is the only thing that, well, maybe some of the combat, but really the length, a little bit of the combat, I think is still like serviceable.
It's fun.
The length
It's
of
just
the game
not.
is too short.
It's just not what you'd expect from combat. Like it's almost like follow the directions to beat the enemy sort of thing. But it is good. I like that it's there. And yeah, for $15. Yeah, I mean it might not be a long experience, like 4 hours to beat it, 6 hours for the plat. But I mean,
4 hours like take time.
yeah, enjoy, man.
But you kind of have to because you have to collect the runes, so it doesn't matter. You have to explore. But amazing VR innovation, stuff like that, and I think that's what like really polished that second area when you first go through the portal and stuff, and you're like in that cemetery, and it's just like, oh my god, like I needed this. But absolutely yes. Shooty Fruity for $8.99 with PS Plus is $6.99. I think this is one of the most underrated games on PSVR.
Yeah, like we all get sick of wave shooters, I think, at a certain point. But like, this is the one you should have if you want a wave shooter. This is the one. It's funny. It's really polished. It's so ridiculous with the multitasking. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
so good. It took me a while. A lot of games I kind of like play in passing, and then I go back to it, and I'm like, yeah, like this, like Shooty Fruity and Space Pirate Trainer are 2 great examples of that. GamerChick13 asked, I missed it. How long is the sale lasting?
So most games are on sale until the 20th of January, but there are definitely some games that go off sale starting on the 9th. So pick up everything you want before the 9th, or if there is a game that you're curious about, check your listing. I also saw somebody in the chat say that a lot of these games are not available in Australia or the UK. So I'd be curious to see what their sale is like. If there's a lot of games that are not on sale here that are on sale there.
Yeah. If there's something you want to ask about, feel free.
Yeah, for sure.
Have at it. All right, Ski Jumping Pro for $9.99. This game needs to be under $5.
Agreed. Under $5. It was a fun 90-minute experience. I beat the whole game in 90 minutes. Unlocked everything 90 minutes. But it was all right. Less than 5.
Skyworld for $7.49. I think this game is worth $7.49. I think it's a good game, just not for me.
Okay.
I was hooked when I played No More Heroes, No Heroes Allowed. What is it called?
No Heroes Allowed.
No Heroes Allowed. when I played that, like I was hooked to that right away. That was like totally my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Japan Studio, the cartoon art style. This has like a tactical kind of thing and whatnot. I don't know. It just wasn't grabbing me. Space Pirate Trainer for $749 with PS Plus $674. Absolutely, this game does not go on sale very often. I think I think if you take your time with this game, you really like soak up the gameplay, soak up what it is, get good at the gameplay and stuff, want to get better at it, then I think you will be very rewarded with how freaking cool this game is.
I agree with AJ that if you take your time with the game, but I feel like it sort of hasn't aged well in my book, and I don't really want to spend more time with it than I already have. So for me, it's very middle of the road.
I think it's a hidden gem. Space Rift Episode 1 for $4.99, PS Plus $3.99. Absolutely not.
I was super transparent about this on my on my mini review, where I was like, I haven't played this literally in years, and so I think that I had a lot of fun with it when it came out. There's a lot of great mission variety. There's some has really bad problems, but for $5, I think you might get some enjoyment out of it. I feel like maybe I should stream this and kind of revisit this to kind of correct my my memory of it, or at least update my memory of it. Yeah.
Lethal Weasel says, will 2021 be the year that Dharma Sanga Koronda hits the NA store?
God, I hope so.
I don't think so.
Sanga Koronda. Yeah.
What a cool game. Let's see here. Skyworld, Space Pirate Trainer, Space Rift Episode 1. What did you say?
What are we talking about? A Space Rift.
What did you
I actually said thumbs up on Space Rift because for $4 or $5, but not for more than that for sure. I'm only recommending it because of the price, and I don't think that we have another space game quite like it. It is like you go out on missions, and it's very, it's not like Squadrons. It's not like space. What's the one I'm thinking of by Orange Bridge Studios? End Space. Yes, it's not like those. This is much different, very much more mission based. There is some combat, but there's a lot of exploration too. Real quick, want to make sure we give a shout out to Red Rover sent Joe Grover right over the effing game cat with a $10 donation saying, hello Brian and AJ, hello cats, just wanted to pop in and say Merry Christmas to all while I had a chance. Need to get back to my family on Zoom. Oh, everyone's doing a Zoom thing tonight. Don't overdo it on the eggnog unless you mean to. Man, I love eggnog. I don't drink it with booze. And then of course Red Rover follows it up again with another $10 donation. Says, and AJ, Dargans.
Merry Dargans to you, Joe Grover.
Ridiculous, man. Thank you for stopping in, man. Hopefully you enjoy your Zoom call with your family.
That really makes me miss Skyrim. I want to go back into Skyrim and ride some dragons. Dargans.
Dude, I want to go back into Skyrim and actually like try to plow through the campaign, and like just because I did a bunch of the campaign. What's that?
Main story. I beat the main story of Skyrim in like 15 hours. You can do it.
Oh, no. I'm not concerned at all about that. I'm not concerned about doing it. But I'm saying I've spent probably 30 hours in Skyrim, and that's not a lot of time to spend in Skyrim, like wandering around, just playing, doing side quests and stuff like that, and occasionally knocking out story stuff. And I just need to go back and like commit myself being like, this is what you're doing for the next 2 days. Because I can't play Skyrim in short sessions. I need to play it in like long, drawn out sessions, which is why sometimes I prefer using the DualShock 4 with that game instead of the move controllers. Because as great as the move controllers are for it, adds a ton of immersion. I just sometimes like to kick back in a chair and just like play for like 6 hours at a time. Be like, yep, just gonna casually play this in VR. So.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you, Michael Burton. All right. Sports Bar VR for $13.49. I think you were a little harsh on this game, but I still agree it's a pass.
Yeah, why was I harsh? I'm giving it a pass too.
I think for like $5, $7, I think it's worth playing. It's got like decent pool and it's got like some cool little mini games, cool atmosphere and stuff. But it's like a kind of like you play and throw it away. It's I think less than $5 is okay.
All right, still a thumbs down from both of us.
Yep, still a thumbs down.
All right.
Sprint Vector for $10.19. Hell to the yes. This was one of my favorite games of 2018. It's like Jet Set Radio. swing your arms to rollerblade, I think is a brilliant concept. And then Servio's completely overused that mechanic for like every other game.
Yeah. Whether it made
but
sense or not.
I think it was great with Sprint Vector.
Yeah.
Star Wars Squadrons for $23.99. Yes, you should absolutely have this already.
No question about it. And just like Pistol Whip, man, this game didn't come out very long ago, so getting a discount this big is fantastic.
Yeah, great updates. And if you have a PS5, it looks even better than a PS4 Pro because it has dynamic resolution, and it looks stunning.
I gotta say, it's a pretty smart thing for them to do to keep the player base up too. You know, it's like you're like, well, why would they discount it so quickly? It's probably selling really well, but then to keep the player base up for all those random matches and stuff is a pretty good idea.
That's a pretty common thing these days. Yeah, it's very much like a game doesn't go on sale because it's doing bad anymore. They go on sale these days to like
sometimes
going. Well, I think that's more of a price cut maybe, but I think the price cuts. But we see Pistol Whip, we see Squadrons, and Squadrons sold 1.1 million in October.
Nice.
Shinichi Izumi says Star Wars Squadrons is so hard. I always get wrecked. Stick with it. You get messed up. Like everybody sucked. I sucked the first time I played Star Wars Squadrons. I was really bad at it. I think everybody was really bad at it. But you just keep playing, and you get better and better. And the more you play, the better you get. It's worth sticking around with. And at some point, maybe you'll run into one of the game cats that just carries you through everything. Spliffy, I'm looking at you. Let's see. Next, we've got Stunt Kite Masters VR for $3.99. PS Plus $1.99. No, you described it perfectly.
Yeah, unfortunately, like it's not a very VR game at all. And I gotta say, I had fun with it for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and then I was like, this no, there's nothing left here. It's just really not worth your time or your money.
Yeah. I think I was enjoying it for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I was like, okay, no, never mind. Yeah. Super Hot VR, $14.99. Absolute yes. Top 25 game all the time. Has a Christmas update that's really fun that I liked. Yeah, $14.99, easy to recommend.
Yep.
Only time that gets hard is when it's full price. Surgeon Simulator for $5.99. No, I don't like it either.
No, some people do. Some people do, and I totally understand people who defend it. But it felt more frustrating than fun to me. And I get, those controls are supposed to be bad. I'm like, I don't care. I've played games where the controls are supposed to be bad, and I thought they were fun. I didn't have fun with this one.
Bogeyman Productions asked, does anybody have a definitive list of VR games with dynamic resolution? There's not many, because nobody really planned ahead that this was going to happen, that where if they went to PS5, there was going to be an upgrade this way. It's literally only a couple games. It's Star Wars Squadrons and Dreams. Those are the only two that have the variable refresh rate and everything, higher frames per second. It's pretty much only those two. We've played just about every game. Some games will look a little smoother and look a little better, but yeah, they have to be designed for it. And it's really only those two.
I meant to ask you, did you see this thing that Impulse Gear posted on their blog 2 days ago?
Yes, I think Bogeyman was talking about that as well.
Right.
I played those back to back. At most, some of like the spiders, everybody's favorite thing, the spiders that go and like jump at you. At most, those maybe look like the itty bitty like sharper, but it's really not noticeable. It's nothing significant. It's nothing. You play it back to back. It looks about the same. Like it looks pretty much identical, actually.
Just to let people know what we're talking about here, if you, on the Impulse Gear website, on their blog 2 days ago, they posted to play. They have this whole holiday blog post, but right in the middle of it, they wrote to play Farpoint on the PS5. You need the PSVR headset, PlayStation camera for PS4, and a PlayStation camera adapter. Enjoy much faster loading times and higher super sampling rates with Farpoint on PS5. Again, it is one of those things, basically like AJ said, if you didn't tell me it existed, there is no way in hell I would have ever noticed. You know, like to me, there's no difference in Farpoint. There's absolutely no difference in Firewall. You know, and even Blood and Truth, like where everyone says there's like a huge difference, and I think you've said
I
there's
don't know about it. Not a huge difference, a noticeable difference. A
yeah.
noticeable difference.
I didn't even get that, you know, from playing them back to back, and so
Dreams and Squadrons are the only one that I say are like a huge difference. That's the only ones.
Dreams, Squadrons, Minecraft, I saw what felt much smoother to me, and like didn't have any of the frame rate or loading problems that the
It was
PS4
a
version
little
had.
online, but it was online stuff, so you can't really help that with hardware like that because it's an internet connection thing. The Realms, I tested out the Realms, and it was like
All right, so
it
you're
was
talking
still-
about something different than I am then.
right. I'm talking about Realms from like because it relies on internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
When you're with like the public realm stuff, it was still choppy, but
Sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. Yeah. Outside of the realms, there was a huge difference.
we've been getting a lot of questions about what are the worst games, and then Gamer Chick says, since studios pulled an old game that was riddled with bugs, Warzone VR, are there any games that you believe should be pulled that are still for sale?
Yeah, Boxing Apocalypse. Holy shit, that game's terrible.
I have a list of like 20. Good Dog, Bad Dog, get that
Mhm.
off the store.
But see, Good Dog, Bad Dog, it has a few bugs, but like it's totally playable. It's just not a fun game, right? Like
Sure.
drop the price permanently to $5 and put it and make sure in the description you write this game isn't any fun, and that way you're being honest with everybody.
In terms of bugs, well, Preda doesn't even work right now, so that needs to get pulled. There's a lot of games that probably don't work, that are almost unplayable.
I'm trying to think of other games that like should be pulled from the store. Like I don't think games should just be pulled from the store because they're bad, like but they're or not fun. They should be pulled from the store because of bugs or because they're unplayable or because they're obviously unfinished. And yeah, that list of games is very very small for me. I can't think of any.
Yeah.
Warzone was definitely one that needed to get pulled, and I'm so glad that Sin did the right thing. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially since they're on the up and up with Swordsman.
Yeah, they don't need to tarnish a good reputation with sins of the past. see what I did there? See?
Uh-huh.
Okay, no.
Next we've got Telefrag VR for $5.99. No, this game was
Unfortunately not.
so bad.
We tried to like this game too. It was just so boring. It's like 1v1 shooter. It's like, man, we need way more people than that.
Take a multiplayer shooter and then just make one of everything. You have like oh god, it's just bad. There's not even suits and stuff. There's like a suits to unlock thing, and then there's like no suits there.
Right.
I mean, talk about unfinished stuff here.
Well, and how fucking disingenuous is it to be like, well, whatever the community recommends, like, the game, we're releasing the game like this as sort of a shell of a game. They actually said we're releasing the game like this intentionally so that we can add what players want. And I was like, well, there's never been any players because you haven't changed anything.
Right.
That to me felt really disingenuous. It was like you're trying to like shit out a game and make people pay for something that doesn't exist yet. It's like,
Yeah.
Release it for $5 and do the Crisis Brigade 1 model where as you add to the game raise the price, but don't release it at 20 and expect people to pay for stuff that doesn't exist yet. That's not fair.
Yeah. Tetris Effect for $19.99. If you want this is probably one of the most like relaxing, like zenful games for me. So I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes too, especially knowing, and I'm saying literally the opposite of what I just said 2 seconds ago, knowing that the multiplayer update is coming next year makes this price very attractive.
Yeah.
But yeah, for $20 for what you're already getting before the multiplayer update, yeah, definitely a good deal.
I wish it would drop below. It never goes below $19.99. The only way I'd say no to this is you might be able to find a physical copy for less online. I bet you could. So that's the only way I would say no. And there's definitely higher priority stuff on this list, but Tetris Effect is fantastic. The Assembly for $10.49 with PS Plus $7.49.
AJ, I'm putting you on the spot for this thumbs down. You need to tell me how much of this game have you played?
5 minutes, and I was like, "What is
Thank
this?
you.
Why would you recommend this to me? This is terrible."
To all the game cats out there, I want you to know he's played 5 minutes of this game.
Yes, please no.
It
It
has-
took me 5 minutes to be like, I hate this. What is
Yep.
this? This is bad.
Yep, absolutely. This game is fantastic.
I will fall on that sword.
It's totally fine. I've played the entire game from start to finish. It's got stunning graphics. The voiceovers are great. It's just a very, very cool story. You're playing from two sides, two perspectives the whole time, and you're kind of like working toward each other. Oh, it's really, really good. Don't miss the assembly. Also, don't play it with move controllers. The move controllers force you to teleport around instead of full locomotion. They allow you to like pull levers and like interact with things like open drawers, but the DualShock 4 gives you full locomotion. So just use the DualShock 4. Yeah.
I know a lot of cats played this and they liked it, so there's probably something I'm missing there. But goddamn, that
You're
beginning
missing
was
the other 7 hours of the game. Like this. Okay. I've had enough of you, AJ. I've had enough of you.
The Curious Tale of Stolen Pets for $7.49. I mean, it is kind of Christmassy.
It's a
kind of a cute. If you need like a cute Christmassy kind of thing, I almost feel like this is better than Fisherman's Tale, for like a cute, charming, Christmassy themed kind of thing. I don't know.
I think I agree with you about Fisherman's Tale. The only problem I have with this is that it's really short. Like you can finish it in like what 2 hours, not even like
right hour and a half.
Yeah, and so for $7.50, it's like yeah, you'll really enjoy it while you're playing it. I think. But then it's like over. Wow, that was over really fast.
Right.
So I'm giving it like a almost thumbs up.
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I've never been a big fan of this game. I think it's good though, but I've never been a fan of it. The Persistence for $20.99 with PS Plus $19.49.
It's been on sale for less.
Yeah, it's been on cheaper. So I'm gonna go middle. This is a must-have game, but it's been cheaper.
Well, and it's also just like you said about Tetris Effect. There are tons of physical copies out. Not only did it get an official, physical release when it launched, but then when Perp took over the publishing rights and for when it went multi-platform, they republished it on PlayStation 4. And so like there's a ton of physical copies out there that you can probably pick up for like $10. So I'm giving it a thumbs down only because of that. But it is a must-have game.
Overall, not the game, it's the sale.
It's the sale.
Oh, this is a tricky one. The Walking Dead Onslaught for $19.49.
This is a tough one.
This is a very tricky one because I did not like this game one bit at launch. They did an update that kind of improved the gameplay for me, and I still have huge issues with this game. I'm gonna say no. I think people will. I think there's people out there that will really like this game. But I don't like the structure of this game. Maybe I'm more like a middle of the road here. I want it to be cheaper to like really safely say yes here. But I don't like the structure of this game. I don't like the game. I don't like the idea of the game design that was put into it.
Yeah, I don't. So my biggest problem with the game at this point, like you don't like the structure. I don't like the story, and so every time I thought all of the supply runs, the scavenging runs were really fun. I like the whole concept of it. I know it looked kind of cheesy to be like, here's a wall of zombies, again doing the battle royale thing, being like closing in on you. You got to fucking move away from that like wall. But I liked the idea that like I had to keep moving or I was going to get in trouble, and that does get like pretty tense sometimes. The game overall is a little too easy. And every time I finished one of those scavenging runs and I had to go back and like sit with Daryl and do one of his boring story missions, man, the story just went nowhere. So throwaway. And I know that probably had to do with the fact that they had to keep it as part of like, they had to keep it canonical with the Walking Dead TV series. And so there wasn't a lot of wiggle room to do something drastic, but man, it's like, it just wasn't there for me. And so like I was bored every time I had to do a story mission. I'm still going to say I enjoyed the game enough to say at $20, if you really love The Walking Dead, then yes.
I don't know. Your chick also said if you're a fan of the series, we had fans of the series in our chat, in our Discord that were losing their goddamn minds. That were really big fans of the series that did not like this game one bit. So I don't think that's enough. I think you'll like this game if you just want to mindlessly run through and kill zombies. Sure. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But this game felt like it was supposed to be a co-op game that the co-op was ripped out.
Which we know it was actually, yeah.
Right. And then they didn't really adjust. They tried to adjust accordingly, but I think multiplayer is the backbreaker for this one. This is the Jeremy Galloway asked which Walking Dead game. This is Onslaught.
It's on the screen, Jeremy, right below us here.
Yeah. Onslaught is the I don't compare Saints and Sinners to Onslaught. I compare Onslaught to Arizona Sunshine.
Yeah,
and I think
Arizona Sunshine's a better game.
After this update, it's hard for me to say. Before this update, I was like easily Arizona Sunshine. After this update, I'm like, well, at least Onslaught isn't like crazy buggy, and the control scheme is a little bit better.
I say you can play Arizona Sunshine in co-op the whole way through, and you can play it with the aim controller. And I'm like, I've had like way back in the day, I played this with Gamertag, Arizona Sunshine, and we couldn't stop laughing at the awful animations that the other character had. But it was so much fun to go through with another person. And so I would say of the two, definitely Arizona Sunshine. But of course, if you're comparing Walking Dead to Walking Dead, obviously Saints and Sinners, the best game of the year.
Yeah. All right. So, yes. Next, we've got Time Carnage. No,
Time Carnage can suck it. This game is so boring.
And it's a blurry, boring wave shooter.
Yeah.
Real quick donation from Johnny Ripop the Stray Cat with a Canadian $13.99 donation says, to wherever you are breathtaking.
Oh.
Have yourself a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Sending much love, my friends. Have a great holiday season. All right, Pop.
Yeah, we love you, dude. Thank you so much. Man. Thank you so much. Time Carnage, real quick. I'll tell you, man. There's so much variety in that game. So many weapons, so many environments, so many different enemies that correspond with each environment that you go to time-wise. Dinosaurs and zombies and all sorts of different stuff. Variety. What's that?
Varieties of boring, huh?
I mean, the fact is, the variety doesn't even save it, is what I'm trying to say. Is that, like, I'll tell you what ruins that game for me, is that there's, like, this cylindrical shield in front of you, so when the enemies get right up there and try to attack you, they just end up attacking the shield, and I'm like, this feels like I'm playing not very VR-ish. I feel like I'm this far away from the action all the time.
Brookhaven experiment is so much better than
so much better.
Time. I would definitely get Brookhaven instead.
Time Carnage.
Time Carnage. Somebody said earlier too, they were like ring out. And I was like, oh, I miss hearing that. When you were talking about
was that Soul Blade or Soul Calibur?
Yeah, it was a lot of games, but those were definitely Soul Calibur was one. Battle Arena to Shenden.
Was that when I was talking about Swordsman VR and like the parts of the arena falling off? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Bogeyman Productions. Maybe it was Scott Justico. But I saw Ring Out, and I kept saying in my head, Ring Out. Masters of Terrascasi, my favorite fighting game ever.
No one should like that game, but I guess
I wasn't. No, it's not a great game.
Okay, good. Because if I had to add that to the list with Bloody Roar and Jet Moto of shit that you love that I'm like inexplicably mystified by.
It's worse than Bloody Roar. It's way worse than Bloody Roar. But it did have Star Wars theme, which is kind of cool. Torn for $10.49, PS Plus $7.49. No.
You know, I'm so mad about this game. I'm so mad because I've jumped into this game a bunch of times, and it's a thumbs down. But because I'm like maybe the puzzles aren't as bad as I think they are. Maybe everything else makes up for it, and it just doesn't. These are beautiful environments, awesome story until the fucking end. I won't even ruin it for you, but it's a terrible ending. Man, just so much potential wasted on this game.
Yeah. Tohu Kabuto 5 Burst Battle $4.99. No, doesn't even really have full VR or anything. This is an interesting one. Transpose for $4.99. The game that broke me. I broke. This game broke me, man. This was the game that made me realize this. Transpose and Zing were the games that made me realize I
love puzzle games.
Sometimes enjoy puzzle games. Definitely one of my favorite puzzle games of all time. The thing is about this game is it can be a little frustrating because like not everything is like smooth and hold your hand and like guide you through it. I literally had to break the game there was one section where I actually broke the game. So if you consider yourself like pretty good at games and pretty good at puzzles, I cannot recommend this game enough.
Yeah.
I'm not good at puzzles, but I played a lot of games in my time, and I feel like the gamer in me is what got me through this.
Yeah, there was one level I remember that like that had all these like different intersecting areas in like platforms that were moving back and forth, and you had to like the main mission of this game is to get cubes from one place to another place, and and I just remember getting so frustrated with that level that I was like, you know what? I bet if I try really hard, I can throw the cube over the entire level. And I screwed it up over and over and over and over again, and I probably did that for about 20 minutes until I finally did it.
Yeah.
And it
You
was
can
like,
do stuff.
yeah, they allow you to kind of like circumvent the game occasionally, but it's very hard to do that. Sometimes it's harder to do that than actually solve the puzzles. And I like that. They're like, oh, if you're able to do it, then go ahead, go for it.
I think this game is genius. I think it is a genius idea in creating it. Yeah, this is one of the smartest games I've ever seen in my life.
$5, man. This game never goes on sale. I think Secret Location said EU gamers have been waiting over a year for it to go on sale. So yeah, pick it up while you can.
Nick says best part about Transposed, the self dance party.
Like every time you solve you do a little dance every time you solve.
Yeah, there's like it's hard to explain, but Trover saves the universe for $16.49. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Good platformer, pretty funny. I don't think it's like I think the main story, I think it has its moments. If you're a Justin Roiland fan or something, you're gonna love it. I think the main story has some of its funny moments, but it was actually the DLC that I thought was like really the best of Justin Roiland's comedy. It was in that DLC where it's just random as all hell. Good solid game. Little short again, 4 or 5 hours. Doesn't get really challenging until the very end, which was another thing wasn't crazy about.
There's a lot of replayability, going back and finding all the what are the babies called? The
Power Babies.
Power Babies. Finding all those was definitely a little bit challenging. So some replay value there. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a Justin Roiland fan. Like, I don't like Rick and Morty. I don't like any. Like, I've tried, and I'm just like, oh man, I wish I liked this, but it's so obnoxious. And I know people are like, it's so smart, and I'm like, I believe you, but man, it's definitely a little obnoxious getting to the smart parts, and I'm like, I just can't get through it. And I love this game. The humor is so immature and so ridiculous that I'm just like, you just have to laugh. I love it.
It's offensive. It's raunchy and stuff. But yeah, 2 thumbs up from us. Until You Fall for $19.99.
I mean, if you're trying to get the best deal on the sale, then no, because it's only $5 off. But again, it's such an amazing game, and it's so well done, and it was already a great deal at $25. That $20 is even a better deal. It's hard not to say yes to this. I mean, you need this game no matter what.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Very good game. Lots of good sword fighters this year. Something about this, like I guess I haven't like sunk in, like I haven't gone in depth with it yet, and it's probably one of those that I'll go back to and I'll be like, yeah, I don't know. It's a great game. I just with all the other sword fighters this year, I don't know if it's like the number one for me.
Wait, really? Until You Fall, really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
You know what it is. I think it's a very linear.
You didn't do that on purpose?
That was a slip of the tongue. Okay, I told you I have Lake Lanier here, and I do that sometimes.
I thought you did it on purpose.
It was a linear experience, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't want to make anyone mad. It's a great game. Thumbs up.
Yeah, do you like honestly, like as much as I love Swords of Gargantua and I love the stat building and the multiplayer. Sorry, sirens on my end. It's fucking insane tonight. It's like Until You Fall is just simply a more polished and better game overall. Oh man, 100% one of my favorite games of the year.
Recommend. Vader Immortal, a Star Wars VR series for 2009. I think if you're a Star Wars fan, absolutely.
I'm just gonna go middle of the road.
there's frustrating things about it. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is like a really cool Star Wars experience, and it looks fantastic. It looks like really, really good. And yeah, I think Star Wars fans, it's a must at this price.
I'm gonna say the longer they don't fix the bugs, the longer it takes them to fix the bugs. Hey, buddy, what's going on? I thought they were gonna fix the bugs immediately. I was hoping they were gonna get free full locomotion in there, and they haven't gotten anything done. It's like it doesn't seem like they've fixed anything since this game came out. And the longer it takes for them to do it, the more upset I get about it.
It's a shit port. It is an awful port. They did a crap job, and they should be pretty embarrassed by it, but clearly they don't give a shit. So I'm pretty mad about it, but I still think it's overall a good experience. But their port is awful. Yeah. One of the worst ports probably ever. They should be ashamed.
I'm not gonna go ever, but I will say it was a bad port.
I'm gonna give them lots of shit because they can't even, like, how pathetic can you not even like make your wrist not floppy in the game? It's so pathetic. It's some of the worst, one of the worst ports I've ever seen. But again, really good experience overall. And it's honestly lucky I don't hate it. Virtual reality for $9.99. Permanent price cut.
Get over here. What are you doing? Knocking stuff off. Come here. Get over here.
I'm not a fan of virtual reality. I don't like this game.
Oh wow!
I know a lot of people are really interested in this. I don't know. Like it's not like, it's like a cheaper mobile version of Job Sim that like didn't really have like a lot of good inspiration and game design, and yeah, no. I'm not a fan of it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't love it as much as most people do. Like a lot of people are like, this is my favorite VR game ever. And I'm not there with them, but I will say that, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it tells a very, very cool story, and it gets dark, and I love when things get dark. Yeah, I would say for $10, I mean, yeah, definitely thumbs up.
Does it even have turning?
So no, it actually has a 180-degree flip, and this is an issue I have. It's like you got to like triple click, and it's not even double click. It's like triple click the move button, I think. So yeah, but you know what? Honestly,
and it's teleport only, right?
It is teleport only. Yep. That stuff didn't really get in the way of my enjoyment of it. I love the Inception stuff where it's like you are like 4 headsets deep into, you're like, you take off a headset and you're like oh, I'm in a different world. Wait, hold on. Boom! I had another VR headset on in that world, and you could just keep taking them off or putting them on. And I love that Inception element. No loading screens. It's very seamless. I like that.
Savannah La Le Lu Le Lo says, love the recommendation bar on the side. I do too, Brian.
Was that some Metal Gear Solid 2 shit going on there?
What's the Metal Gear Solid?
Nice. Yeah,
yes.
No, this video would have been done about 7 hours earlier if I didn't decide to add a rating bar on the side at the last second. But it's definitely helpful for this too. I'm glad it's there.
All right. So 1 yes, 1 no. VR ping pong for $2.99.
No.
So bad. VR ping pong pro for $7.49. No,
absolutely not, guys. Just get Racket Fury. Racket Fury is absolutely perfect. It's got multiplayer now. The physics are great. The environments are sharp. I mean, it is what you need in a table tennis game. Just you don't need these other games that can't even get physics right.
And the last one is Witching Tower VR for $9.99. If you have PS Plus, $7.99. This is a big yes for me. This is another underappreciated game. I showed off some gameplay of this one. Mostly a puzzle kind of exploration kind of thing. Mostly puzzle, with a little bit of waggle combat here and there. But this game is stunning looking and such a cool atmosphere and world, like a Victorian castle. I love the art design. I love the atmosphere. I think it's a gorgeous game. Great use of dark and cool colors and stuff. And yeah, a big yes for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for this price. It's the only downside this game has. The combat can be a little like waggle. But other than that, it's kind of a short game. And so I think for $8 to $10, like it's priced now, it's 100% a thumbs up. Definitely check it out if you haven't yet.
I mean, and the puzzle at the end was definitely awesome too. I loved that. I loved the game. The boss fight was a little weak, but the puzzle leading up to the boss fight, I was like, I love this so much. I love the style of it. So cool, man. Great game. Underrated.
That's the whole sale. I think that's dude. We went through 76 games rapid fire. Like that might be the fastest we've ever gotten through a sale in more games than we've ever covered.
Well, it was still like an hour and a half. So, the difference is it usually would have been like 2 hours if we did the full breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely. We still broke down a lot of the games way more near the end. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, that is it. We're gonna open it up, you guys. We got 15 more minutes if we want to stick around. What are you guys playing tonight? What are you guys doing tonight? I'm gonna be taking a break after this, but then chilling in the Discord. Just want to real quick before I let Brian take over here. Just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Love you all very, very much. Yes, it's Brian take over. Did you get that reference? But
yeah. Your viewer takeover intro.
Lethal Weasel says now rank them. Nah, I think I'm good. Next week is GAMESCAST on the 31st, and we've got something special planned for that as well. We're hitting a lot of holidays with GAMESCAST. It's interesting. But yeah, man, you guys have any questions about anything, just let us know, Brian.
I saw Kaizen in the chat says, "Where's Dez in that goth girl with the chest tattoo? A holiday reunion would have been nice." Yeah, so Dez got a job doing in his field with robotics and stuff. The reason he was able to spend so much time on the channel with me prior to him getting a job was because we both worked at the same restaurant. We were both servers at the restaurant Bocado I was telling you about earlier, and that's where I met him. And we got to be fast friends, and we both had a lot of time on our hands when we were just waiting tables. And then he got a job in his field eventually, and now he literally the second he got this job at this Boston robotics company, they had him flying all over the country, and it was nonstop. He had to go to individual locations and do a ton of work to get this stuff done. And so he felt like he was really phoning it in and not really having enough time for the channel. So he graciously bowed out, and it's sad. It's sad to see him go. But I was saying last night during the in-depth stream, everyone, for the most part, everyone really has gone. Everyone's come and gone, and then we make new friends. I found Dave, found AJ. Luckily Jeremy stuck around, but I mean,
coming.
Yeah. Michelle,
there's an expiration on my back.
with Michelle, I mean that story gets very, 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 very confusing very fast, because there was extra stuff going on. She and I dated a little bit, but then she ended up having a kid with somebody else, which was not while we were dating. It's not that not that crazy. And when she had the kid, she literally had no more time for video games, and so she was like, as much as I love being on the channel, it just, there was no more time for it, and she couldn't justify being on the Midnight Gamescast anymore when she had no games to talk about. She's like, I'm here and I haven't played anything for literally 3 months. So that's it, man. And it's like, we've said goodbye to Brett Zawilski, we've said goodbye to Mike Zeller, and I'm sure Dave and AJ and Jeremy will not be the last Without Parole people that you see. We're hoping that this thing grows and that expands, and eventually we get to branch out and bring some more people on board. But it's still a very, very young channel. At 70,000 subscribers, I'm the only person that actually works here full time. Everyone else just volunteers their time for this show and for Viewer Takeover and for Why We Love. And we're hoping that changes. Hopefully soon. Mako XL nails it. He says, hopefully AJ doesn't get pregnant. Yeah. Hopefully not.
No. Never say never. This light, I wanted to have this light on. I love this thing.
It looks terrible on camera, though. It looks so bad.
If I move it, does that help at all?
I mean, not really. No.
It does look really bad on camera.
Right. I bet it looks great in person.
It does. That's what's so disappointing, because this thing looks so freaking cool in person. No.
Have you been seeing any good questions in the chat? I was sort of just kind of going on a rant there, going on a tangent, and
We definitely answered the majority during that we could during the stream. Scott Justico says, "Is your dog about tonight, AJ?" I guess because he gets lots of treats. Sure. I give him. You know what I love about my dog? I can give him I can go to the store, like the grocery store, and get the cheapest dog toy possible, and he will have that thing and love it for years.
That's awesome.
He will. Yeah, he will. If I buy him like something really nice, he'll just ignore it. He actually goes for like all the cheap toys, so I definitely benefits me.
Nice. Deej the Pumpkin Patch Kid says, "Always thought that guy's Will would make a great addition to the show." You know, we had him on one episode of something, right? Was it Viewer Takeover or was it GAMESCAST?
I think it was it's a good question. I think it was GamesCast though.
Yeah, we had him on something, and we love that guy as well. Like, we definitely think he's he's a hard worker, and I think he's in college. He's like trying to like do that and this at the same time. Would absolutely love if that guy as well decided to spend a little more time on Without Parole.
What else we got here? Looking like the tree in Looking Glass VR. New Year's gaming resolutions. Do you have any New Year's gaming resolutions?
I don't think I have New Year's gaming resolutions because I feel like I feel like for the first time in my life, ever since I started this channel, I've been finishing games. Before I had to like review games and that kind of stuff, I'd play for like 6 or 7 hours of a game and then be like, okay, well, I'm not enjoying this anymore. Let's move on. But now it's like I finish every single game that I start, and so my only hope is that I keep continuing that trend and that I'm able to review like every single PSVR game that comes out this year. Because usually once one gets past me, I don't ever have time to go back and try to review it. But so maybe during some of the downtime, my resolution could be reviewing games that have gotten past me.
Yeah, I don't have any gaming resolutions. I feel like I try to do as much as I possibly can humanly handle. Hack the Game Cat says, "What's the worst Christmas gift you ever got?" I was gonna actually mention this earlier. When I was a kid, I used to hate getting socks and underwear and stuff so much. That's like the one thing you're like, socks. Now, like whenever my parents like hit me up or a family member hits me up and like they're like, "Do you want anything?" I am like, please send socks and underwear and t-shirts and stuff. Like, please, that is essential for my living. You know what? New Year's resolution. I'm gonna make PSVR Underground beanies. That's my. Let me write it down. I've been asked a lot about merch. I'm gonna make sure I make PSVR Underground beanies for everybody to go out. I got to redesign my logo a little bit, make it a little just updated, and then go from there. DJ, the Pumpkin Patch Kid, also says, thoughts on the KFC console at PSVR Underground. I want it. I want a KF console so bad. I would love to have it here. And it is VR ready, believe it or not. It plays like 1080p and stuff. It is VR ready. I freaking would love a KF console. I also heard that there was a Bud Light console today too.
So I get the Bud Light thing is like obviously a joke. They're like riffing on the KFC console, but this is real.
This is an actual console that stores and like reheats chicken.
I don't understand this. Like when they announced this, I was like, this is the funniest fucking thing ever, and I'm just waiting for them to be like, oh, and by the way, it's not real. But they keep reporting on this thing like it's an actual console, and I'm like, I'm not ready to fall for it yet. Like, they're saying it's real, and I'm like, your PR person is hilarious, but I do think it's an April Fool's joke that just started way too early. There's no way this can be real.
Which one?
The KFC console. Where are you?
I don't, it's kind of a meme. I mean, it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of a thing too. I would love to buy one if I can. I don't know how expensive it's going to be. I heard approximate price $2,000 for KF console. Yeah, but something like that. I don't know. I don't know about that, but yeah. It's certainly funny as hell.
Michael Burton says, "Did you ever meet PSVR Frank?" When the whole Without Parole crew, when it was me, Des, Jeremy, and Michelle, I think PAX East 3 years ago. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. I remember we were, I think we were at, I was playing Pixel Ripped 1989 on a PC for the first time. I'd never played this game before, and obviously it wasn't out yet. Anna Ribeiro was there. We were like, "Who's the crazy cosplay girl?" And we had no idea she was the game designer. And so I'm in VR playing this thing, and I've been playing for like probably 10 minutes or so. And then Michelle taps me on the shoulder and she goes, "PSVR Frank is right here." And I was like, "Oh damn!" I was like, "I should probably stop playing this game and like go meet Frank," because I'd never met him before. And he was very nice, very nice. You know, like just we all shook hands. We took a couple pictures together, and that was kind of it. You know, I was like, "Hey, do you know of any other PSVR games or VR games on the floor?" And that was like sort of the extent of the conversation. But he seems like a nice guy. Glad he found a nice home at first contact.
We also used to have a secret Twitter Illuminati chat that we were all in there. All the PSVR YouTubers.
That's true. We used to talk to Frank every day.
Yeah, and we talk all the time and stuff. And just over time, it changed so much to where it's not there anymore. None of us are. Well, some people still might be in there, but yeah, we're not in that anymore. But
yeah, everyone's got my email address and everyone's got my everyone can DM me, and we are so accessible to people. It's ridiculous. Like you can get in touch with me 7 different ways online very, very quickly. So being part of like an ongoing conversation was just like it was too distracting for me to actually get work done and be part of that at the same time.
Cornerstone City says, I heard someone say it could be as much as a top end PC for the KF console, more powerful than PS5. I don't think so. I highly doubt that. I know it's supposed to have some specs and stuff, but I don't think it actually reaches those what it's supposed to do. But it warms up some damn good chicken.
So ridiculous.
Scott Jesco asked Wi-Fi 6, your thoughts for PSVR 2? Yeah, I think PSVR 2 will be a wireless and wired hybrid. I don't know when it's coming. I just know it's coming at some point. And I think especially once Unreal Engine 5, we've heard lots of developers say like once Unreal Engine 5 rolls out, that it's going to unlock some really, really good things, as well as some stuff in the PS5 console that can be unlocked. That's going to make a huge difference and really benefit VR. So even if we get PSVR 2 earlier on in 2021, it's not going to hit its full potential until late 2021, early 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. Still got my fingers crossed that we get it nice and early.
I'll take it now.
Absolutely. I'm ready for it, man.
Albert asked, will the KFC console have VR? It is console ready. Apparently, it is VR ready according to its thing. Page. Anyways, it's like a hype page.
Can't believe we're even talking about it. Yeah.
Tragic.
Savannah asks, will Resident Evil Village be in VR right away? We don't. The problem is we don't have a release date for Resident Evil Village, and we don't have a release date for PSVR 2. These things all are kind of dependent on each other. We don't know when Gran Turismo Sport is coming out. That's not right. Gran Turismo 7. I keep doing that. Right. And so like all these things would make amazing launch titles, and I just don't know. I don't know. I feel like that they haven't even confirmed that Village is going to have PSVR support, which is crazy. Right. They're saying that it's probably coming out to PlayStation 4, so it may have PSVR 1 support. It might not be ready for a PSVR 2. There's so many questions, and as soon as Sony and Capcom start being a little more transparent, we'll know the answers to that very soon.
Yeah, and I do think a lot of stuff has been delayed. I think we would have known about a lot more if not for the pandemic and stuff like that. I feel like that definitely pushed a lot of things back. We've got a real quick donation, 2 donations from the Bearsty Game Cats Carbon. 699 donations. Hi guys, Merry Xmas from Canada. Merry Christmas to you, Bearsty. Thank you so much, man. What a swell feller. Ash VR with the $5 donation. Groovy. Says, just finishing up work, retail. I can't wait to watch later. Hope you enjoy it, man. We had some fun conversations tonight. Always fun being with you guys.
Absolutely. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like we should wrap this thing up. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with everybody. It's been a nice, relaxing show. You know, I mean, like it was still fairly structured. We still kind of did like our normal thing. But man, it was really nice to kind of just like derail whenever we wanted and just and talk to the chat. So thank you guys for being here. We obviously wouldn't have had that without you.
Couldn't help but notice about all 150 people that were here tonight. Not only were they here tonight, but it was like 150 people that stayed here with us the entire time. Thank you guys so much, man. Your support has just always been amazing, man. And you guys are just truly, truly wonderful. Like,
and Dave Station's in the chat. The man, the myth, the legend.
He's in there. I take it back.
The show was disaster. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Just to reiterate what AJ said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of our family and hanging out with us and spending, the beginning of this holiday together. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground. Mako XL interrupting the outro with a 5 Canadian donation saying, AJ, send us off with a Christmas rap.
Dave's the rapper. Dave's the freestyler. I am not. No, God. I just
said that he's going to come back.
I just put gifts in stockings. That's it.
So funny. Yeah, but it's like, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your holiday. Subscribe to Dave at Dave Station VR. Subscribe to AJ at PSVR Underground. Don't forget he's going to be streaming quite a bit tomorrow for Christmas. Keep everyone company.
Yeah, man.
Bearsee's Cavern follows it up with a Canadian $7 donation. Says, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands. Love you. Words to live by these days, man. Is like, you know what? I gotta be honest. I'm not the most hygienic person, right? Like I barely even leave my apartment. But holy crap, man! It's like every single time I leave the apartment and come back, and it's like immediate like hand washing. And I gotta tell you that like I would get sick pretty frequently. I'm kind of a sickly dude, right? Like every year I always get sick for at least a couple of weeks, either cold or like I've gotten the flu too many times because I not because I don't want to get the vaccination, but because I'm terrible about going to the doctor and getting my vaccination. And I'll tell you, I have never been healthier than I have been this year because the constant fear of like in making sure I wash my hands, right. And wearing a mask and everything. So make sure, you follow Hugo's advice and be safe out there for sure. All right, man. I think that's gonna do it. Thank you everybody who hung out and participated and donated. Man, very, very generous tonight. I'm really. Don't forget to wear condoms. Thank you, Tilo. I mean, don't forget the basic stuff. Don't forget the basic stuff. Absolutely.
What's up, man?
Absolutely. We will see you guys very soon, and be safe. I forget what we were saying. Every single time I try to say goodbye, like I end up getting derailed. But y'all have an excellent rest of your night. We love you all.
This has been PSVR Gamescast Live, and we're out. Cue the cat, Brian.
Cue the cat.
Yes, because I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to Mark Pringles Leaf. Thank you so much, man. Lethal Weasel VR. Y'all check out Virtual Strangers. They're pretty good guys. Good peeps. Delirium Drew VR. Good night to you, sir. It's that bearded game cat Sage. Hello. Thank you. You're the blessed Anakin Peace, man. Snack Impulse. Is how I like
snacks.
Please. Donatello. Toss me a Ninja Slice. Twitch of the single player game cat. Savannah. Lale Lalo. The buddy big fast. Wolfie. In the house tonight. From Australia. Oi. Good to see you, man. Actually, no, I don't think he's that. Wait, I could be very wrong with him.
Nick is too funny. Work on them all the time, just in case.
Michael Burton, we're one all the time. Guys, so this up to you. Elvert, Warren Gore, the glorious game cat. Scott Jessica, thank you so much for the donations. Nick Mulo, thank you for the donation. Thank you for modding. Thank you for being a good friend. Kate Panic, the game cat goes to, and the game cat goes to. Later, boys. Ranger 5, the VR game cat.
Sorry about the music, everybody. That was my fault. Just get the music up.
Decepticon, GG, DJ, thank you for tuning in. Hack the Game Cat, stay lit. Steve IRE, Kaizen, thank you so much. Red Heart, Green Heart, Mako XL, thank you for the donation. Virtual Slayer Cat, Jaboy. I think I said Delirium Drew VR, but I'm just going to say Delirium Drew because he's our dude. Dave Station, thank you for joining tonight, helping out with the show. Everyone else who joined in and tuned in, thank you so much. Love you guys so much. Merry Christmas.